Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Games come down to 1.
Hey, ready? Hey, Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hawks!
An entire summer decided tonight. Hyannis hopes to continue a historic summer after their first Western Division crown in 9 years. First-year manager Mitch Carricker has his Hawks ready to take flight at McKeon Park. It's the first round of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs. Winner moves on, loser goes home. It's the opening round of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs. After some rain-soaked McKeon Park pregame, it was players and coaches taking to the field. Mitch Carricker and the Western regular season champs take on the back-to-back Cape Cod Baseball League champs. In the Bourne Braves, it's the opening round right here on an overcast and dreary night. And with that, we welcome you inside and upstairs the Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center alongside Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp. I'm Jacob Irons. Matt Coates and Josie Broyles will join us throughout tonight's broadcast. But it is a rivalry in the making. It's the third time Bourne and Hyannis will meet in the playoffs. However, this one, Nico, it's one game and winner goes all.
Yeah, that's what makes this game so exciting. It doesn't matter that the Harbor Hawks were in first in the Western Division. It doesn't matter that Bourne was in fourth. It doesn't matter that you're 16-3 at home for the Harbor Hawks at McKeon Park. None of that matters. It's who is better today. The winner of this game advances, and it's a one-game series. Winner goes home, or winner stays here, loser goes home.
Yeah, it should make for a great matchup tonight. You look at these two teams. Bourne's the only team right now that Hyannis has not been able to beat. They've tied him twice, lost to him 3 times. It's been Scott Lander's crew that has had their number.
Yeah, and in one of the final regular season games, Hyannis was down 5-0 to Bourne early. They ended up coming back and tying that one up before that game was canceled due to fog. It ended in a tie. So these teams have tied twice this season. They're very evenly matched teams, but they're also the 2 hottest teams in the entire Cape Cod League. A lot of people think that the winner of this game will go on to win it all. Arguably the 2 best teams and the 2 hottest teams in the league.
2 hottest teams, and they have 2 of the hottest defenses. Let's first start here with Hyannis, who comes in with a really solid defense, first in fielding percentage to the regular season.
And it's the outfield that has been so impressive to me. Josh Tate, Eddie Pelk, Kane Kepley have been so strong out there ranging the outfield. All of them have a lot of speed. All of them have had quite a few outfield assists this year as well. Then you've got Michael Detallo and Mason White on the left side of the infield, J.P. Acosta and Dalton Bargo making the start at first base. And then, of course, Cannon Peebles, who might be the best defensive catcher in the entire Cape Cod League.
Yeah, might be the best defensive catcher, but he's going to go up against a Bourne Braves defense that is just as good with Meggers behind the plate.
Yeah, and the two guys that you want to highlight for the Bourne Braves is going to be Chase Meggers behind the plate, as well as Merrick Houston, a guy in Merrick Houston you weren't sure was going to stay throughout the summer and stay through playoffs, but there he is at shortstop in their two-hole on the offensive side, one of their better defenders, and it's going to be up to Chase Meggers to hold this aggressive base running of the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, there is a lot to play for here in this contest. The pitching matchup is just as good. It's the ace for Hyannis and Aaron Savory getting the start.
Aaron Savory has been absolutely phenomenal this year. Was the All-Star Game starter for the West Division, a game that they were able to win. He is one of the best pitchers when it comes to ERA, especially starting pitchers. There you see the 1.42 ERA in 25 1/3 innings pitched. Last time out, 4 innings pitched against Falmouth. Did give up 3 walks. That has been his only downside this season. He leads the Cape League in walks, but he strikes out batters left and right, does not give up a lot of hits. It has been very, very impressive to watch him pitch.
Very impressive, but someone that's been just as impressive is in the other dugout in McElwain, the Vandy boy.
Yeah, another pitcher from Vanderbilt who's done so well all summer long. A little bit of a shorter summer for him. Kaz doesn't have as many innings as Savory, but he has found that success. He's going against a Harbor Hawks lineup who's been swinging it very well. Both teams are very hot, so look for McElwain to go right after these Harbor Hawk hitters. You see him going in the bullpen, a left-handed pitcher for the Bourne Braves. And look, there his numbers right there. Again, not as many innings, 11 2/3, but that ERA, a sub-1 ERA, he's been able to get it done. 1.2 whip, and then his last game, a really big one against Katua. It came in, started for them, 4 innings pitched, and that big one right there, no earned runs.
No earned runs indeed. It will be his 4th start of the summer, and his 4th is one that means a lot to both sides and both parties tonight. You look at it, these are two teams that are very different in a lot of regards. Hyannis playing very good baseball here in McKeon Park, while the Bourne Braves like to get on the bus and do the job away. 2nd in team batting average on the road. Hyannis, 1st in team batting average when they're here at McKeon Park, Josh.
And it's going to be interesting to see how the offense is fared today. Obviously, 2 of the better pitchers on either of these teams' squads. And Ethan McElwain is absolutely nasty. A left-hander, throws in the mid-90s, has a really nice slider and changeup to go off of it. So it'll be interesting to see in a one-game playoff, it's all hands on deck, which offense is going to be able to get the job done. It feels like Hyannis has really struggled to score first against the Bourne Braves. So that's going to be my biggest thing. If they can score first and set the tone, maybe you get Bourne to panic a little bit as the game goes on.
Nico, your keys.
Yeah, it's going to be, when you look at Aaron Savory on the mound, a guy who strikes out a lot of guys, but has given up the walk, so his pitch count has rose early in the game. So if he can go right after his, limit the pitch count and extend into this ballgame, again, one of the better arms in all the Cape Cod Baseball League. So if you're able to extend his arm into the middle and later innings, I think the Harbor Hawks find a lot of success.
They should find a lot of success. Someone who's hoping to find success is Mitch Carricker. I caught up with him a couple moments ago pregame. It's a postseason edition here of the Manager's Show alongside the skipper, Mitch Carricker. Skip, winner moves on, single game against the Bourne Braves. How do you feel the club is feeling right now?
I think they feel good. They came to the yard. It was a little different because we didn't take BP, but they're really excited for the opportunity. They're looking forward to the challenge today.
Talked about no BP. What do you think, does that play a factor in how your guys approach hitting tonight?
I don't think so. We hit in the cages, and they looked really good. Their approach was good. I think they got some energy to them today, and I think for good reason. We're really excited about the opponent, and it's the playoffs, so it's a little bit different feeling today. And so I think they're in a good place.
They're in a very good place right now because playing really good baseball, haven't lost in the month of August, but so has Bourne. They have not lost in the month of August. Two arguably the best teams since the All-Star break. It's Titan v. Titan tonight here in a big game.
Yeah, it's huge. The format is what it is. We'd love to play them in a 3-game set, but it's one game, win or go on. And that'll make it even more exciting, I think. And so I think the guys understand that. They know everybody's available tonight from the pitching staff. We're going to use whatever bullets we can down there, and everybody's available on the bench, and so we're going to find a way to get this thing done.
You talked about the pitching staff. Aaron Savory, the ace of this Harbor Hawks squad, goes tonight. What have you seen in him throughout the entire regular season to allow himself to be the go-to guy here in a big moment?
Yeah, I think the numbers speak for themselves. He's been really good for us. Starting pitcher in the All-Star game, it's a pretty easy choice for us on who to throw. Hopefully he can have a good solid start for us, keep us in the ball game early, allow our offense to hopefully get going early, and then we can turn it over to a really good bullpen.
Bullpen's been very solid, but your hitting has just been as solid. How do you feel with your lineup going out tonight? You moved Jackson West into the leadoff spot where he's played some of his best baseball.
Yeah, I think, that was the combination we felt like was going to be best for us tonight. They're throwing a really good arm themselves. He's been lights out in his time up here in the Cape. And so we tried to make sure it's balanced, that there's some depth throughout the lineup. And I think we have that tonight. Now we just need the guys to execute.
As we stand here with overcast skies, weather could play a factor here tonight. Does that change how you approach anything?
No, not at all. I think we're just going to take it pitch by pitch. Aaron's going to do his job. On the offensive side, we're going to try to do our job and try to win as many pitches as we can and look up and see what the score says at the end of the day.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Sideline reporter Josie Broyles here with Blake Cavill before the first game of the playoff series for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Blake, we've seen a lot of really good hits from you lately, a lot of success at bat. Talk about that a little bit and how you've really seen yourself improve this season.
I started getting to the field a bit earlier, making a few adjustments with my swing, and it's been working right now, and the boys are behind me in the dugout, which makes it always better, and just excited to go out there every at bat and compete.
Yeah, we talk about improvement and success, but have you had any challenges playing on the field this summer?
Every game's a challenge here in the Cape. You never know what to expect with the field, the pitches. Every game, it's a new day, and it's always going to be a new competition for me.
I'm sure you've noticed this, Blake, but you've really been such a fan favorite throughout the interns, the coaches, the fans, the community here. Talk about that a little bit and just how much it means to you, because you are really loved here on the Cape.
I just like to make sure I'm nice to everybody because you never know who they can be. So I like to put smiles on kids' faces every game. I'll make sure I high-five them, say hello, get to know them. Even older people, I'll make sure I say hello. New people, I just like to make new friends and meet new people.
Any really fun memory that sticks out to you kind of about the people that you've met?
Yeah, little kids. I get to see them at camp and they come see me in the game and they get so excited. They ask for autograph photos. Seeing them in the mornings and then seeing them come support me later in the day, that's always awesome for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Blake.
Thank you, Josie.
Winner moves on, loser goes home. It's a single game elimination between Hyannis and Bourne. It's Aaron Savory and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks starting out at the top of the first, taking the field. Savory, the West All-Star starter at the All-Star game 2 weeks ago.
And he was a starter for a reason, a 1.42 ERA and 25 and a third innings pitch. He's been the go-to. It's a guy where every time he takes the mound, you feel like your team has a good chance to win. He's a guy who's been very consistent all summer long. The only thing that he has gotten himself into is worked a couple walks behind him, makes the pitch count go up, but when those runners are on, he has no problem working in traffic. Again, only a 1.42 ERA, only 4 earned runs in 25 and a third innings pitch. And you see it there against Falmouth, 6 strikeouts, going to strike out a lot of guys. Sinker, slider. When his slider and sinker and changeup are working and he works anywhere in the box, he is a dangerous pitcher on the mound.
Dangerous pitcher, but he'll go up against a dangerous lineup. The Bourne Braves toss out one of the best lineups that has come into the month of August.
Yeah, and the Braves have been absolutely lethal with the bats. And the reason being the 1-2-3. Ethan Conrad, Merrick Houston, and Braden Holcomb have been so good this season. Ethan Conrad was one of the finalists for MVP. Didn't end up winning it as it was Ethan Petrie, but then you got after them, of course, Chase Meggers, Tristan Becerra, Garrett Michel, all very capable. And then the final 3, Blake Barthel, Isaiah Jackson, and then Chris Stanfield, who has not had a bad at-bat against the Harbor Hawks all season long.
And it's the playoffs, so you get an extra umpire. Here's the umpiring crew today from United Umpires. It's a 4-man crew. Mike Kenna-Johnston will be behind home plate. Carmen Perotti will be at first base. John Lamatina is at second. Jacob Ashworth is at third base here this evening. Should set up for a very big game. All eyes are on this one and the rest of the Cape Cod Baseball League. We've talked about it. Coming in, the two best teams over the last 10 games. Bourne 8-1-1, Hyannis 7-2-1 over their last 10 games. And in the month of August, both these two teams haven't suffered a loss. The closest they've gotten was a tie to each other. Ties can't happen anymore. It is winner moves on, loser goes home. A single game decides a 40-game summer for Hyannis and Bourne. It's Ethan Conrad, the designated hitter, leading things off for the Bourne Braves. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the impending weather that is looming over Cape Cod for the next week. It's highly critical that Hyannis and Bourne can try and get themselves through 9 innings tonight with the weather. And Conrad opens it up quickly with a liner into the right center field gap.
And Ethan Conrad gets active early, swings at the first pitch, and when you look, you cannot let this guy get his hands extended. Works really hard up the middle and away. That one right down the middle, a hard swing into that pull side right center gap, and Ethan Conrad, again, one of the MVP runner-ups, a guy who can swing it very well, shows it early here.
Now Merrick Houston, the shortstop, who's second in the Cape Cod Baseball League in on-base percentage through the regular season. 76-mile-an-hour pitch from Aaron Savory goes in for a called strike on Houston. Houston comes in, finding himself very disciplined batter with 26 walks, fourth most in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
An on-base percentage of .465.
One pitch from Savory, breaks in at 74. A swing and a miss from Merrick Houston, a Wake Forest product.
And the .465 on-base percent is second in the Cape Cod Baseball League, only behind Ethan Petrie and one above Hyannis' own Kane Kepley.
Merrick Houston batted .306 this summer. He swings and miss. Runner goes. Throw down from Peebles. Acosta applies the tag. Just like that, after allowing the leadoff man and Ethan Conrad to get aboard, Hyannis finds 2 outs.
Don't run on the cannon. Peebles hoses Conrad going for second. And just like that, it's a double play. Strike him out, throw him out. Exactly what Hyannis needed with the big, powerful Braden Holcomb coming to the plate.
Base is now clear for the before-mentioned Braden Holcomb, Vanderbilt freshman. At a .333 in the regular season, an OBP of .407. Takes a ball in the dirt at 74 from Savory, 1-0.
And the key to pitching to Holcomb is going to be staying on the outside part of the plate. Holcomb can pull his hands in with the best of them. We saw it in the last time these teams met just a few days ago here at McKeon Park. It was a fastball on the inside part of the plate, and he went oppo with it, dead center field for the home run.
Pitch misses inside, 2-0 to Holcomb. And it's one of those weird experiences that you saw a team less than 3 days ago now get an opportunity to go back and face them again. Swing and a miss there, 2-1.
And another beautiful pitch, that time by Aaron Savory. A slider that started middle of the plate and broke toward the outside part.
2-1 pitch is outside, held on by Holcomb, 3-1.
Try to go back to the slider there, just missed a little bit glove side. And for Holcomb, we talked about the home run that he hit to dead center field. 62% of all of his contact is up the middle. So if it was strong pull side, it works away a little bit, but mostly going to work up the middle.
3-1 is called for strike on the outer part of the zone. Holcomb started his walk down. That loads the count full. Payoff pitch. Chopper. That rolls over to Mason White at short. Coming across and on to the infield grass won't be in time. Holcomb's able to beat it down the first base line. It's an infield single for the third baseman.
And that one just a slow chopper. Not much Mason White can do. Gets right over the glove of Savory. And Mason White trying to make the play. Quick transition. Bang, bang play. Looks to be the right call there. Holcomb just being it by half a step.
And Braden Holcomb, 6'5", 257, was hauling down the line. He runs pretty well for a guy of his stature.
Now Savory will take on the cleanup hitter in Chase Meggers. Meggers has a called strike at 84, high and away.
First changeup we've seen from Savory right there. That one's staying a little bit up in the zone, but still working enough away where it doesn't get Meggers to pull the trigger.
Meggers grounds one over to Dalton Bargo at first to step on the bag. It's a 1-2-3-4 inning for Aaron Savory to start his day. Hyannis picks up the bats for the first time when we come back. It's the opening round of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Welcome you back here to McKeon Park. Still scoreless going into the bottom of the first. It's Ethan McIlvain, the Vandy arm, taking on Hyannis for the first time.
Yeah, it's going to be the Southpaw Commodore in his freshman year, and he's going to be a fastball-heavy guy. You see the numbers here. He's had a lot of success, but you're going to see a lot of fastballs from him. Two different kinds of sliders. He has a get-me-over slider that's a little bit slower in the high 70s, then a very hard, sharp slider at 82 to 84. Loves to throw it against lefties. Also has a really nice changeup that's very firm in the high 80s. Throws a lot to righties, but that's going to be the three-pitch mix you're going to see from the left-hander McIlvain.
And he'll then take on a Harbor Hawks lineup that has some tooling to it, but it's Jackson West, someone who is really comfortable in that leadoff spot, Josh.
Absolutely, and you got West the lefty, then you're following it up with righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty against a left-handed pitcher, lefty, switch hitter, lefty. So really doing a nice job to balance out this lineup when you don't know who is going to be pitching at what given time. Likely all hands on deck approach now for the Bourne Braves. You got McIlvain now, and then after that, it is a loaded bullpen for the Braves that will likely be doing a lot of work come the fourth inning or so.
Like we've emphasized, we cannot emphasize it enough. It's one game. You have to leave it all out there. Talking to Mitch Carricker, he understands that. Told his guys before the game, whether you are scheduled to pitch or whether you're not, you should be ready to go today. First pitch to West, misses outside at 95 and in the dirt.
Again, from McIlvain against lefties, it's going to be a lot of fastballs. The only time he doesn't go fastballs, if the count's 1 and 2, that's the only time where it's been a majority slider at 60%. That's at a 1-2 count. Likes to throw the slider against lefties.
2-0 here at McKeon Park. West takes a called strike at 93. Had the stop sign on the entire way. And Jackson West really finished strong to his summer. 2-1, misses outside 3-1. Had a 5-for-5 night right here at McKeon Park against the Brewster Whitecaps, and really came into his own as the season went on. Finished at a batting average of .281. Swings at misses at the 3-1 and a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Fastball on the outside part of the plate. See Jackson West fighting right now. See if he shortens up a 2-strike approach here against the lefty.
Hyannis comes in with the best batting average and a 3-2 count at .215. 3-2 is a swing and a miss. McIlvain is able to get the first out for the Bourne Braves defensively, and it's a strikeout.
Again, it's a lot of fastballs from the southpaw from Vanderbilt. Gets Jackson West to chase a fastball just up in the zone. Could have been ball 4, but Jackson West tries to go up and get it, and that's going to bring up Josh Tate.
Josh Tate, Georgia Southern Eagle. Looks at a pitch outside. For Tate, at .294. Was a later addition to the Harbor Hawks squad and played a key piece in the outfield towards the end of the regular season. Pitch in the dirt, 94, 2-0.
McIlvain, a future first-round draft pick, most likely, out of Vanderbilt, as you hear the Bourne fans cheering on their Bat Boys. Bourne fans travel well. That's what happens when you win 2 titles in a row.
2-0 is fouled away by Tate, 2-1 at 93. These are 2 fan bases that have seen each other a lot through the past 3 years in the Scott Landers era for Bourne. 2-1 pitch is outside, 3-1 at 93. In 2022, it was Hyannis and Bourne meeting in the West Division Championship. Same in 2023. Now this year, meeting in the opening round. 3-1 leg kick. It's taken for a strike by Josh Tate at 95 inside. Full count.
And you can see Hyannis is trying to work the count as much as they can. Even if they do strike out or however they get out, you want to get into the bullpen as soon as possible.
Payoff pitch is upstairs and away, and Josh Tate works a walk. Get Hyannis their first base runner of the day for Kane Kepley.
And you're okay with being patient in the box and maybe taking a strike or first pitch strike because you trust your hitters in late counts. Very handsy hitters don't strike out too much. For Josh Tate, that was his 13th walk of the summer. Guys, and you have another guy in Kane Kepley who walks a lot, seen a lot of deep counts.
Kane Kepley unleashes on one that will go foul. Kepley on the first pitch he saw was looking to open the game up for Hyannis. Just couldn't get it into fair territory.
You can see he was sitting first pitch fastball that time. Knows the scouting report on him, throw him strikes, and just missed it.
0-1, misses outside 1-1, and he can go attacking, but he can also stay disciplined. Picked up 38 walks this summer with Hyannis, breaking the franchise wooden bat walk record for a single season, held by Robin Ventura. Kane Kepley did this regular season is impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, he's the guy who does it all. You know, he's not only just finding his way on and then sitting there. He's a guy who likes the stolen base, likes to be aggressive on the base paths. One of the fastest runners on the Harbor Hawks. You can see him this summer. A lot of runs scored, finding ways on. 31 runs, 21 stolen bases this summer.
Yes, second in the Cape Cod Baseball League in stolen bases, first in runs scored with 31. The 2-2 pitch to Kepley is taken for strike at 93. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Ethan McIlvain.
And you can see that time, Kepley just sitting off speed that time. McIlvain threw him the fastball right on the outside part of the plate. Clearly a strike, but Kepley frozen.
Now Michael Italo, the third baseman with Josh Tate aboard. Pitch upstairs and away at 92, 1-0. And Kane Kempley and Michael Italo, one of the few individuals that were on the opening day roster for Hyannis and now find themselves at game 41 of the season. Pitch way outside that Meggers is able to come out of the squat for to stop.
More fans beginning to trickle in, and if you're just joining us, it's now 6 o'clock. Game was pushed up just a little early, 5:45, due to rain chances coming in later tonight. Game was pushed up. You see more fans in McKeon Park begin to show up. More people beginning to show up for the 6 o'clock ball game that started a little earlier today.
Started 15 minutes early, and fans are still coming in droves, parking their cars and walking down. McIlvain deals a ball to Michael Ditalo. Ours at first and second for Eddie Pelk.
And a big spot now for Eddie Pelk, who has come in clutch a few times this season. But more importantly, Ethan McIlvain now up over 20 pitches on the inning. So nice job by the Harbor Hawks to make him work for everything.
Slight miss starting to fall here at McKeon Park. Pelk looks at a called strike to lead off the at-bat. Pelk, Grand Canyon Antelope. Batted .241. Has a walk in every game he's played in. The Harbor Hawk blue and orange on. 90-mile-an-hour fastball brushes him away from the plate, 1-1. And Pelk, the applied management major, is going into his graduate year. Year of eligibility left. Trying to have scouts get attention of him as he looks at a strike called at 82.
And with the fastball heavy McIlvain, it looked like he saw a fastball in the hands. That one just broke, froze him there a little bit. You saw that. He thought that ball was about to catch him, raise his arms to let that ball go by him, and broke right back over the plate.
1-2, skips in the dirt and gets away from Meggers. Moving 90 feet is Tate and Italo. Now both in scoring position with a 2-2 count and 2 outs.
And it's got to be just incredibly frustrating for Ethan McIlvain right now, because anything he's throwing near the corners, unless there's 2 strikes, Hyannis is just letting it go. They're pretty much just sitting on a mistake right now, and McIlvain just not able to throw enough strikes to make them pay yet.
Two, Pelk. Grounds foul.
And you can see Pelk that time sitting on the off-speed pitch. McIlvain deals the 95-mile-an-hour fastball outside part of the plate, and Pelk just able to get a piece of it and drive it foul.
Pelk fouls off another one. Mitch Carricker and Scott Landers, field manager for their respective teams, know how important it is to strike first in this contest. For Bourne, 16-5 when scoring first. Hyannis, 17-5 when they get the first run of the ball game. 2-2 pitch. Pelk rolls over to Barthel at second. Sidearm throw and crisis averted for Ethan McIlvain. It's still scoreless between Bourne and Hyannis. It's the opening round of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
The lights at McKeon Park stay bright all season long thanks to the NAC Cape Cod. The NAC offers 2 convenient locations in Hyannis and Orleans, both offering delicious burgers, tacos, sandwiches, and more. Visit NACCapeCod.com to order online today. The NAC Cape Cod is proud to be the Light Up the Park sponsor of the Harbor Hawks all season long and postseason. Here in the opening round of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs. So happy wherever you are joining us. Alongside Josh Schreiber and Nico Sharp, I'm Jacob Irons. Here in this opening round, 2 playoff rivals, Bourne and Hyannis, in 1 game. Doesn't get more poetic than that. What happens here tonight? Got 8 more innings to find out as Aaron Savory steps onto the mound to take on Tristan Becerra. Becerra takes a nasty 75-mile-an-hour pitch, called for a strike.
And that time a curveball coming from Aaron Savory. We'll throw the curveball and the slider.
0-1. Finds the zone again at 75. Goes to the slider that time.
Yeah, mixing it up. It's so good to have both pitches to be able to work off each other. One can have more vertical movement, and that slider having so much horizontal movement from right to left.
0-2's upstairs at 88. 1-2. Tristan Becerra, the Clemson Tiger, really has a great setup with his family. If you saw the Today Show feature, it's the 1-2 goes inside. 2-2. Has a man cave with 3 flat screen TVs. A host family that, for the Bourne Braves, has been hosting players for the past 7 years. 2-2. It's checked on. This is low. They'll go to the appeal. Down to Jacob Ashworth. Says he did not go around. And once more, it's a full count.
Yeah, and the dugout just questioning if that was just a called strike. Good 12-6 breaking ball from Aaron Savory. That one just missing down and in.
Payoff pitch is downstairs, and Becerra opens the second for the Bourne Braves with a walk.
Aaron Savory fired up right now. Really wanted that last call to be a strike, but he's going to have to settle down.
Cannon Peebles, a true leader of this Harbor Hawks team. Out talking to his defense. True leadership guy. He's really built up the culture since getting added to the Harbor Hawks roster 4 weeks ago. 0-0 pitch. It's called for a strike at 77. And it's not for Aaron Savory missing the zone. He's using all of his arsenal, hammering the zone for the most part. Just missed 1 pitch on Becerra to give away his first walk. 0-1's inside 1-1.
And that curveball right there had a lot of late bite to it. But Garrett Michelle, very poised in the box, let that one go down low. But that's a good pitch that you'll likely see here with 2 strikes any part of this ball game.
1-1. He's upstairs and away. 2-1. Garrett Michelle, the Virginia Tech Hokie, stands in. 207 he hit with the Bourne Braves with on-base percentage of .339. 2-1 is a called strike. Michelle wants that one back. He knew it after it hit the glove of Peebles, it was going to be a strike. Even count it 2 apiece. Savory will check back to Bargo. Seta goes in standing.
Yeah, could have been a close play over there at first base. I don't think Bargo over at first knew how close of a play was going to be. You can hear the Bourne Braves dugout make a little noise, realizing how close that play could have been.
2-2. Breaking ball. That misses. Just couldn't get itself back into the zone.
And this is the most I've seen Savory throw that curveball. It's usually a lot of sinker, slider, and then he'll mix in the curve every once in a while, but he is using that curveball the same as the slider.
Payoff pitch is sent into the parking lot here at McKeon Park on the grounds of St. John Paul II High School, steps away from downtown Hyannis. Payoff pitch misses off the plate. Back-to-back walks for Aaron Savory.
And this is a great time for Cannon Peebles to go out and talk to Savory, who is not too happy with home plate umpire Mike Hinojosa right now. Feels like he could have gotten a couple put-away pitches that were not called. And this is what Cannon Peebles is so good with. Settling down his team. As you see, he's doing most of the talking out there. And now Michael DiTallo, the third baseman, coming to check on Savory as well.
And DiTallo's could be about bunt coverages. You can see Dalton Barrow, the first baseman, also trying to communicate with the dugout. Make sure everyone's on the same page here in a big bunt situation with Isaiah Jackson, or with Blake Barthel now up.
And this is not a Bourne team that bunts very often.
DiTallo will come creeping in. Shows bunt. Savory's off the mound. Going to first. Gets the out. That's a 2-year job out for Blake Barthel. Moving Becerra and Michelle into scoring position.
That was a really good bunt from the left-hander Barthel. Showed bunt very late. As the pitch was almost halfway there, it looks like he wasn't going to bunt and was going to try to swing away, and last second dropping down the drag bunt down the third base line. Really well placed. Good play by Aaron Savory.
Now Isaiah Jackson, the right fielder with 2 in scoring position.
And that was just the 4th sack bunt for the Bourne Braves all season long.
Pitch taken for strike. Jackson, the Arizona State Sun Devil. Looks at an 0-1 at 77. Works its way back into the zone at an 0-2.
And you need to get Jackson here because Chris Stanfield, the Harbor Hawk killer, is on deck. And after that, it's the top of the order.
0-2 is lined foul high above the grandstands and into the bushes. And for Chris Stanfield, back on the second, it was a 2-for-3 night. 2 runs, a run batted in. The 0-2 misses outside, 1-2.
And that was just a slider that Savory couldn't quite get around.
One-two, check swing. They'll peel down to Jacob Ashworth at third. Says he did not go around. The home fans of McKeon Park can't believe it. And this is a lively bunch.
And the first base umpire right now, Carmen Parati, is really letting the Bourne dugout hear it, who's maybe sending chirps over to the Hyannis dugout.
2-2 pitch from Savory. It is outside. Full count. Big spot here for Isaiah Jackson. Payoff pitch gets away from Peebles. Coming to run in is Bassetta. He goes in standing. Bourne strikes first.
And it looks like that may have been a little bit of a cross-up between the catcher Peebles and Aaron Savory.
Now Mitch Carricker out of the mound to talk with Savory.
And right now, the umpire is giving a warning to the Bourne dugout.
Talked about through the 5 games in the regular season, it was contentious and it was chippy between these two teams. You knew in a single game that there was going to be a lot at stake for both sides, and both sides were going to bring it. Mitch Carricker having a full conversation on the mound as Scott Landers talking to home plate umpire Mike Hinojosa.
And Hinojosa now going to make the trip out there. Scott Landers probably bought Hyannis a few seconds out there.
And after 13 pitches in the first inning, it's going to be Aaron Savory now sitting at 34 pitches here with only one out in the top of the second.
And it has Chris Stanfield now up. With Hyannis looking for 2 more outs, but runners are on the corners. It's Michelle at third, Jackson at first. Nothing and nothing pitch. Stanfield gets under. And Peebles calls off Aaron Savory, and it goes off of his glove. And the Bourne Braves, it is a wild group. Nothing can find its way to go Hyannis' way at the moment.
And the Harbor Hawks had a couple runners on in the bottom of the first, but so far this inning in the top of the second, all the little things seem to be going right for the Bourne Braves. Only a 1-run ball game, but the little things have gone their way.
0-1 misses upstairs 1-1 at 91. Double play is still a possibility, with White and Acosta playing in double play depth. 1-1. Cuts inside at 75, and it stays low below the zone. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 7 miles an hour off the Iowa Hawkeyes' hand, Aaron Savory.
And with all this built-up anticipation, a lot of stuff going the Bourne Braves' way, but if the Harbor Hawks are able to bear down and get a big strikeout here or a double play, then the momentum completely flips back to your side.
2-2. 76 misses outside.
Fantastic take that time from Chris Stanfield to lay off that slider. Now in a 3-2 count, you got Ethan Conrad on deck. They've got to throw you a strike.
3-2, swing and a miss. Aaron Savory with a big strikeout here in the top of the second.
It's a big slider from Aaron Savory. Down low and away in the zone. That one, look at that, right down the middle, and then just breaks off low and away. Late break from Aaron Savory, and he gets a big strikeout with runner 90 feet away.
That was the top of the lineup. It's Ethan Conrad. Saw Savory for one pitch. It was a single to the right center field gap. First pitch to Conrad is 90 miles an hour upstairs.
You can see Savory really dialing it up right now, trying to get out of this jam.
The 1-0 is a liner that Acosta fields on a knee. It's the Bourne Braves scoring first. They lead 1-0 through 1.5. Hyannis looking to respond when we come back.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
All right, back to McKeon Park. One run, Bourne was able to bring across on the wild pitch from Aaron Savory. And Hyannis looking to try and respond. That's what they did well on the second, was trying to go tit for tat with the Bourne Braves to not allow them to get out in front.
And you've got to strike back soon, because if you kind of fall asleep here, Bourne can start putting up some runs, making you feel more and more uncomfortable. And it's a big spot for Hyannis as well, because you got McIlvain to throw as many pitches as he did, 28 pitches in the first inning. If you could do the same thing here and not let him get settled down, if he gets settled down, you're in some trouble. But if you can get to him again in this inning, then you're feeling much better about the rest of the game.
And it comes with Cannon Peebles, who had a long ball back on Sunday. It was Cannon Peebles and Dalton Borgo going back-to-back. In what was a meaningless game between the two 1 seeds. 0-0 pitch. Peebles takes inside 1-0, but Hyannis and YD both showing they were playing for something, and for Hyannis getting to 24 wins in 2024. It's the 1-0 to Peebles. It's outside at 92.
And there it is. Another nice take by Peebles. You know that they are going to just take and take until McIlvain proves that he can hit those corners.
2-0 is downstairs, 3-0. And on a 3-0, you have to imagine here, like you've talked about, Josh Schreiber, it is about as big of a red light as you can have here for Cannon Peebles. McIlvain deals a called strike at 92.
It's a good active take. Again, probably had the red light there, and a good active take. Get your timing. You see some guys that'll just take a pitch and not really get their timing and get their foot down, activate their hips a little bit. So that's a good active take from Peebles.
3-1, Cannon Peebles skies it foul. Out by the soccer fields behind the press box. Now a full count again. And now finds themselves in the batter's box in full counts already for 4 times this evening. 3-2. Cannon Peebles unleashes to center field, ranging over is Stanfield. He makes the grab for the first down.
And it's honestly surprising just how much Peebles is able to square the ball up, and it just finds a glove. Not able to quite get it hard enough where it's a home run, but Chris Stanfield can run well out there in the outfield. He tracks it down with ease.
Dalton Bargo batting .300 in the month of August for Hyannis. Swings and misses at the 92-mile-an-hour pitch right down the middle.
I like that big swing from Bargo. Again, you look at the stat sheet, and it's going to be a lot of first-pitch fastballs and just a lot of fastballs in general, 2 left-handed hitters especially. Good swing there from Bargo. Just missed that one.
0-1. Tracked his swing. He holds off. And it's a ball on the outer part of the plate. 1-1. I'll appeal down to Jacob Ashworth, who's getting his fair share of work.
And it's a small strike zone for both sides today.
McIlvain deals 1-1. That skips off of Megger's chest protector. 2-1. I don't know if you can find much more intensity than you can find here at McKeon Park on this Tuesday night. 2-1. Outside, now 3-1 at 94. Bargo, the true utility man, won Men's College World Series with Tennessee in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska. Called it one of those surreal moments in life. He unleashes on the 3-1. That will go foul into the bushes. And for him trying to make it spring and a summer of 2 championships, something very few can say they do. Payoff pitch once more from McIlvain. Sent back into the parking lot. 5th, 3-2 count. Hyannis has put their batters in against McIlvain. Pitch is outside. Dalton Bargo gets a walk. The 3rd walk McIlvain has issued.
And it's been these lengthy at-bats. We talked about in the first inning, Josh, where Hillhawks are very patient, and that's why they've no hits on the board, but that is their 3rd walk of the ball game, which has now gotten McIlvain's pitch count to over 40 at 41.
Now J.P. Acosta steps into the batter's box, the second baseman this evening for Hyannis. Fouls off a pitch into the netting, 0-1. And for Acosta, plays his collegiate ball for Mitch Carricker at Fresno City College. There's no rules at the JUCO level saying that you can't play for your spring coach in the summer. Acosta has come on and done a great job batting .444 in August. Mitch Carricker talks about it. I don't beef up my players, but I believe in Acosta that he can handle this level and this moment. 1-1 pitch. Acosta fouls back. It's 1-2 at 92.
And Mitch Carricker is not the type of coach that's going to just play his guys just because they're his guys. He is going to make them earn it. And J.P. Acosta has done just that in his final 3 games of the season.
One-two is outside. 2-2 at 85.
That arm side changeup just missing too far away from the left-hander McIlvain. Doesn't throw the changeup much, but we'll throw it to righties. Again, another high 80s changeup, throws it a good amount, keeps it low and away. That one just missing a little too far arm side.
2-2, J.P. Acosta sends foul. Acosta working a really strong at-bat here in the bottom of the 2nd.
And I love that from Acosta, fouling off the painted fastball outside part of the plate and staring right back at McIlvain, kind of like, okay, that's what you got, I can handle that.
McIlvain working with traffic with Bargo at first. 2-2 down in the dirt at 85. It's another full count. Another 6 of the ball game.
Yeah, 6-1, another great at-bat for the Harbor Hawks. A 2-2 changeup, perfectly executed, blown away right part where McIlvain wanted it. Had a good bite late, but Acosta taking that pitch.
And Acosta is rung up looking. Taking a pitch low in the zone for a strike. It's now Mason White with a runner on who steps into the batter's box.
And although it was a strikeout, still made McIlvain throw 7 pitches, still made him show his full arsenal. And if you're going to strike out, that's what you got to do against a guy like Ethan McIlvain.
It's now Mason White. Takes a pitch inside for McIlvain, 1-0. For White, a very disciplined batter. 8th throughout the regular season in walks with 19. 1-0. Mason White sends foul just beyond the right field foul pole.
And you just get the feeling these past couple weeks that Mason White is starting to get a little bit more comfortable. Has battled the strikeout a little bit. But when he makes contact, it is loud.
Mason White takes a called strike, 1-2. For White, had success against Bourne back on Friday. With 2 in scoring position, poked one through the right side for a single to score the tying run. The 1-2 is downstairs, 2-2.
And just every single batter, literally 1 through 9 today, has just had quality at bat after quality at bat. It's been so impressive to watch the Hawks, and hopefully they get results out of it.
2-2, runner goes. Mason White sends it into the netting.
It just tells you a lot when you have 0 hits, which you would think would be quick innings and good pitching, right? 1, 2, 3 innings, but this is going to be his 54th pitch here in only an inning and 2/3 of work so far. Harbor Hawks working walks and finding lengthy at-bats.
2-2, swing and a miss. Mason White is sent back to the dugout, and McIlvain is pumped up. Bourne holds on to their 1-0 lead. We go to the 3rd here at McKeon Park.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Welcome back here to McKeon Park. Let's give you a look at the bracket here for the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs. In the West, it's Hyannis and Bourne, along with Cotuit and Wareham. Cotuit up to an early lead at Lowell Park. They lead 7-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And then in the East, it's YD hosting Orleans. That is final. It's YD moving on to the East final, winning 1-0. Then a game that hasn't even started yet with a 7 o'clock first pitch between Chatham and Harwich. Should make for an interesting night of baseball across Cape Cod.
And you're seeing it here early, and you saw it in the YD Orleans game. Every pitching staff are going to throw their best. Tomorrow's not promised. You're not saving arms for tomorrow. You're not saying having a game 2 guy. This is the game where you save all your arms and you throw the kitchen sink at the other team. YD Red Sox ended a 1-0 ball game. They threw their best, so that's the game you see there. And got a 1-0 ball game here early. And pitching staff's throwing a lot of pitches, but holding runs to minimal.
After Aaron Savary was able to get the dirt out of his cleats, he deals a first pitch to Houston that misses out and away at 90. Houston struck out swinging to Savory. Now 2 straight balls to open up this 3rd inning for Savory on the mound. 2-0 is fastball at 89, 2-1. 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1, and Aaron Savory struggling to find the zone. Allowed 3 walks in the second. 3-1 is outside, and it's a leadoff walk here in the 3rd to put Merrick Houston on base.
And that's just what Merrick Houston does. He works counts, he gets on base any way he can, and now with Braden Holcomb up, you got him to ground the ball to shortstop just a little bit too soft, and he reached on a single, but now would be another great time to get one of those ground outs. Holcomb, a bit of a free swinger, 40 strikeouts on the year. But when he's not striking out, most of the time he's making loud contact.
Savory will check back on Houston, who goes in sliding. Nothing pitch inside. 1-0.
Savory doing a good job of being quick there, trying to change up his motion so Merrick Houston can't get a good read, but that one maybe just rushed a little bit. The ball was caught out front. The arm dragged a little bit behind him. That's why he missed arm side.
1-0 is checked back once more. Going and sliding is Houston.
Merrick Houston 7 for 8 on stolen bases this summer.
It's called for strike. 1-1. Hyannis trying to get their fan base into it. Battle of the fans here between Bourne and Hyannis. 1-1. It's taken at the knees. 2-1. And
good to see the Harbor Hawks fan base. They definitely do. There's more people for the Harbor Hawks than the Bourne Braves, but Bourne Braves are all bunched up together down the first base line. They've seemed to be the louder bunch here early in this one.
2-1. Swing and a miss at 77.
And a lot of that is Hyannis, kind of falling apart a little bit in the top of the 2nd inning, and that kind of gave Bourne some rally material. But very easily, Hyannis could flip that on its head.
2-2 in the dirt. Peebles keeps it in front of him. No movement from Houston at first.
Harbor Hawks get an arm up and going a little bit, just tossing back and forth. It's going to be number 20, Chandler Dorsey, whose arm we just saw a couple days ago.
3-2. Grounder over to Natalo at 3rd. Hyannis trying to turn 2. It's a loose ball that gets away from Bargo, and it trickles into Bourne Braves dugout, and Braden Holcomb will be awarded second base.
And that one hurts. You're so close to turning the double play, just not able to get it cleanly to first base. And now you have the runner moving up to second base with only 1 out. So a big chance for Savory to get a strikeout here, if you can, on Chase Meggers.
And it wasn't for a lack of hustle of Cannon Peebles. He was hustling down the first base line, but that one kicked off the glove of Bargo, trying to make the pick attempt and just finding its way out of bounds here at McKeon Park, right behind the dugout of the Bourne Braves on first base.
Nothing pitch. sits upstairs 1-0 on Meggers.
So far, more times than not, Savory working behind the count 1-0. Usually has a fastball. It's been arm side for him, missing a little bit, and then he usually backs us up with a slider when behind the count. Look for him to go right after these Bourne Braves.
1-0. Blooper over to Acosta. He comes into the infield dirt to make the grab off of Meggers' bat for the second out.
Great job to get back in there and Savory and putting that sinker right in on the hands of the left-hand hitter Chase Meggers. And Savory now 2 outs, 1 out away, 1 pitch away from holding the Harbor Hawks.
Now Tristan Bassetto. There's a runner that came around to walk and score. The wild pitch, looks at a ball there.
Got to be careful with Bassetto. The ball flies here at McKeon Park. He is a powerful individual.
(1-0). Power shown there, but it goes foul.
And that was a big swing from Bassetto, the left-hander, and luckily that sinker having some arm side run. That one starting middle, and just fading, missing the bat of the left-hander.
Savory looks back and deals a breaking ball. Misses off the plate, 2-1.
And when you look at Tristan Bassetto, his batting stance kind of reminds me a little bit of Barry Bonds, hunched over, hands bouncing up and down a little bit, big swing, working towards pull side.
2-1. Pitch taken for strike inside, 2-2. Pretty good comp right there. Set it to Barry Bonds. Look at that.
Yeah, very, especially the batting stance. No, I can't compare the power or the swings of Barry Bonds. That's just unfair. But the batting stance itself, left hand hunched over a little bit, does remind me just a little bit of him. 2-2
pitch from Savory is skied to center field. Kepley ranging over to his glove side and makes the grab. It's a 1-2-3-4 inning once more for Aaron Savory. Bourne holding on to a 1-0 lead, and with it being the middle of the third, we welcome in Josie Broyles. Evening, Josie.
Josie Broyles here with Joe Amaral on the sidelines, our housing coordinator, and I need to give you a little bit of a shout out. She organized the whole rally, a whole little cheer over here with Ozzy saying, "Let's go Hawks." You really can tell how much you love this team, and it means so much to us in the community. Talk a little about your hosting experience and what that's been like this year.
So we've hosted for 2 years now. We had 2 returning players, John Gazdar, Eric Snow. So that was amazing. They're really like family for us now. They've come and gone. We've now had 9 players in our house this season. Our last one came 2 days ago, and they're our kids for the summer. We want them to feel like they're part of the community here and they're part of our family. So we want them to have a good experience on the Cape, not just good baseball.
That's amazing. We really do love to hear it. And I have to ask you, you talked about hosting 9 players this season. Why do you do it? What makes it so special for you?
This team is special. It's a gritty team. It's, the kids are here to make an impact on their lives. And it's an honor and a privilege for us to be a part of that. So all the housing, you're opening up your homes to future MLB athletes and giving them a shot.
What a special experience it really is. And I have to ask, you've seen a lot of wins, you've seen a lot of losses. How do you kind of handle that conversation, that kind of post-game? How do you do that?
It's hard. They come home after a hard loss and, you serve them dinner and you tell them, you're going to get the next one. We've had positional players and we've had pitchers. I think pitchers are the hardest because they're out there on their own and they have a tough game. It sits heavy on their shoulders, but it's a team sport. And one of our players, Nick, had said, you're gonna lose 7 out of 10 times. So that puts it really into perspective that you got to take the wins and the losses and be positive all the time.
Awesome. Well, your passion and love really does mean a lot to us and the whole community. And we just want to thank you for being such an awesome fan this year. Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josie Broyles. Talking with Joe, who's the host family we've talked about. Joe and Harry, the ice cream cake. They do so much for their host kids and are the A1 host family. You feel they're the great replica that everyone wants to look up to. As Jackson West takes the ball low. It's 2-1. It's 1-2 here as West lines one down to the Harbor Hawks bullpen. Off the fencing at 93 from McElvain.
Again, it's been that fan we've talked about all summer long. If you've heard us talk about the ice cream cake, you know, if someone hits a home run, we always mention ice cream cake, and you're able to put a face to a name right there finally after a long season.
1-2 popped up and will go out of play again.
That ice cream cake, unbelievable. We've talked to the manager of that Kill Wins right downtown, and he's been so great with us all season long.
1-2 held off by Jackson West, 2-2, and great sponsor, and talks about the community that Hyannis has here and the community that is bought in. Right now, community looking to try and tie it up with Bourne. The 2-2 pitch, West able to foul away.
And I will say, I've always been skeptical myself when hearing people hype up their sponsors. Like, oh, like, they're getting paid to say that, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, go to Kill Wins and get the mint chocolate chip or the chocolate caramel cookies and cream and tell me that we're not telling the truth, because it is some of the best ice cream I have ever had.
2-2 fouled back once more by Jackson West. It's been the name of the game, lengthy AB after lengthy AB. McElvain deals a 2-2. That West fouls off once more.
And I can't imagine the left-hander Ethan McElvain has ever had a no-hitter going through 2 innings and thrown this many pitches. Working now into the mid-60s, just threw his 64th pitch there. Hasn't allowed a hit yet for the Harbor Hawks, but still that pitch count has risen throughout all these innings.
West fighting off a 2-2. West sends one foul and will drop out of play. The 11th pitch now to come here in this at-bat between Jackson West and Ethan McElvain. West fouls off another one.
And this is baseball at its purest form. The hitter and the pitcher having an absolute showdown right now. Still 2-2, so still has a ball to give. Wouldn't be surprised to see McElvain maybe spike one in the dirt here.
12th pitch. 2-2's outside. It's a full count. We talked about the hype of this baseball game. While we only stand here in the bottom of the third, it's lived up to every thought and anticipation. The 3-2's in the dirt, and Jackson West wins the battle. A 12-pitch AB for the Florida State Seminole has himself at first via the walk.
Yeah, and working into the double digits. That at-bat started down 0-2. And Jackson West, that's why he's in that leadoff spot. As we may have an ejection right now in the Bourne dugout.
As we'll wait for official confirmation, the tiny book of Carmen Parati will come out, and it will be a written warning.
I feel like we already had that, but
First one was just verbal. It was the first base umpire, Carmen Parati, just walking over and saying, hey, that's enough. That's enough. And then that one was the second base umpire John Lomatina making his way over, pointing and letting him know that's going to be a verbal warning.
The Braves fans now getting loud.
Josh Tate now. They'll check back on Jackson West. Arms starting to get warm for the Braves. Tate had a walk back in the first to McIlvain. Bunt shown, pulled back. At the ball nonetheless.
And McIlvain does a really nice job holding runners on. He'll mix up his looks quite a bit as Scott Landers will now come out to talk with McIlvain, maybe give the arm in the bullpen some time.
And it's going to be number 12, Griffin Hughes, out of the University of Miami, sophomore, looking to possibly get his 12th appearance of the summer.
And Hughes, a 2.31 ERA, very, very strong all season long, as Landers will head back to the dugout after settling down his guy. So big time for Tate here. Nobody out. You've got Kane Kepley on deck. I wouldn't be shocked if he lays a bunt down here. McIlvain does not get off the mound all that well.
Tate swings through the 93-mile-an-hour pitch, 1-1. It was Holcomb starting to play in onto the infield grass there, Josh, like you talked about. 1-1 bunt shown this time, pulled back. It's a ball, 2-1.
And I was just about to say, for that pitch was thrown, it's not all too uncommon where a guy will take an active take, looking to swing the bat, and then after the first pitch strike, tries to do a drag bunt and catch a third baseman sleeping.
2-1. Outside 3-1 at 93. McIlvain has issued 4 walks so far. Now in a 3-1 once more. Pitch inside, it's a 5th walk. Josh Tate gets his 2nd base on ball. Now runners at first and second with nobody away for Kane Kepley.
And they're going to let McIlvain attack Kepley here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take him out, if they take McIlvain out after the lefty. So this is going to be McIlvain's guy.
And the infield for the Bourne Braves look to have a bunt coverage on. It's Garrett Michelle over at first base, playing really far in down the first base line. Now Holcomb was on the grass, now going to stand even at third base, now creeping back in. Most likely going to stay home on a bunt unless that bunt is right to him.
0-1 pitch to Kepley. Spikes, gets away from Meggers. Moving from second to third is West, and moving from first to second is Josh Tate. 2 in scoring position. No one out for Kane Kepley.
And no need to bunt when you can just draw the wild pitch that time. As now Holcomb starts back, now creeping back in towards the grass.
Now with a runner on third and Jackson West, the elevated fly ball has an opportunity to be a sacrifice. Tipper back into the padding. Kepley went swinging on it.
And Kane Kepley was sold out on the fastball there. Again, lefty matchup. It's McIlvain, loved to throw fastball. So not a bad sellout there. 1-1, count is even. Took a big swing, and that time McIlvain threw a slider.
1-2, Kepley sends right over our heads. And behind the press box to lengthen his at-bat.
Kepley sits at 19 RBIs, has a chance 4-2 here with a base hit, or trying to make his way into the 20s with a sac fly. Opens up a lot of opportunities here with nobody gone.
Kepley looks at a ball that spikes.
And a nice job by Meggers to slide to his left, keep that ball in front of him. Much easier to do that when you know the slider's coming and you know that's where he wants to go with it.
And a moderate backstop here at McKeon Park. Nothing all that crazy, but enough to give 90 feet. The 2-2 to Kepley is poked into center field. Stanfield's under it. Tagging from third is West. The throw pulls Meggers away from home plate, and he goes in safely. We're tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the third.
It was not a bad throw from Chris Stanfield, but it was slightly offline. It made Meggers have to scoop it with the backhand, come back to home plate, and Jackson West doing a phenomenal job to slide in safely with that front foot.
And there's the throw right there. That one just pulling a little bit too far on the glove side, giving Jackson West an opportunity. And a great slide and a little bit of a leak from Jackson West, just touching that front side of the plate, not giving Meggers any chance to get a good tag in.
Michael Italo swings and misses at the 92-mile-an-hour pitch. 0-1, and McIlvain still out there working.
He's going to be a hard guy to time up.
This will be the 80th pitch here for McIlvain. A 1 pitch to Italo is sent foul. He's behind 0-2.
You can see Ditalo seemed like he was sitting on that fastball on the outside part of the plate, really leaning out over the plate. Let's see if Bourne recognizes that and comes back inside.
0-2, Ditalo's able to get his hands around it. That goes foul.
And there's just no quick at-bats at all in this ball game. Bourne Braves doing a great job working Aaron Savory, and these Harbor Hawks not giving Ethan McIlvain any kind of break on the mound.
0-2 pitch here to Ditalo. Outside at 86, 1-2.
I mean, these guys are locked in out there on the mound. They are taking as active of a take as you could take. It's a take there a couple times.
1-2. Talo holds off, 2-2.
Back-to-back changeups, both having good bite, but just not close enough and believable enough to get Ditalo to try to chase. McIlvain has a very good changeup, but that one just a little bit unbelievable there, just missing too far arm side.
Two-two pitch. Ditalo grounds one over to Houston, deep into the 6-hole, and fires across the diamond on a great throw to Michelle. But moving from second to third is Tate for Eddie Pelk.
And that's a difficult play from Merrick Houston, who just made it look like it was routine. Houston may be the best defender in the entire Cape Cod Baseball League. Making things look easy there.
And that may be why the Bourne Braves possibly wanted him to stay in the postseason. A great bat and solid defender there made that play look, I mean, way too easy.
Eddie Pelk grounds one over to Michelle. He'll step on first, but it's Hyannis off the sacrifice fly from Kane Kepley. Evening the score at 1 apiece. Bourne and Hyannis. Winner moves on, loser goes home here in the opening round of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
It's a pitching change for Hyannis. They'll go to Chandler Dorsey here in the fourth.
Yeah, Dorsey, a guy who we just saw a couple days ago, so expect him to have a short inning, trying to maybe bridge the gap from starter into the heart and meat of this bullpen for the Harbor Hawks. Comes in for his fourth outing. Did have a start. That's what he had a couple days ago. 8 1/3 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 4 walks. A lot of pitch mix guy. Fastball, has a four-seam cutter, a slider that's more of a sweeper, curve, and a change. So look for him to use the whole arsenal here in his short outing against the Bourne Braves.
Yeah, Dorsey last pitched on the 1st of August in the Hyannis Katuitt Battle of Barnstable that went Hyannis' way, winning 4-0. But for Dorsey, it was 4 innings pitched, didn't give up a hit or a run. Walked 2, struck out 5. Dorsey comes in looking to try and heat up some innings after Aaron Savory pitches 3 innings. And for Hyannis, you're back tied. It's like a 0-0 ball game. Heading into this middle third, it's Garrett Michelle, Blake Barthel, and Isaiah Jackson.
And this is not a move bringing in Dorsey where you're expecting him to just go this 1 inning. You've got the bottom of the lineup up right now. They wouldn't have brought him in if they didn't want him to go multiple innings. They want him to go through this inning, ideally 1, 2, 3, obviously, but then get the top of the order the next time up.
Dorsey's first pitch is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's upstairs 1-0. Pitch upstairs to Garrett Michelle, who earned himself a walk against Savory in the second. 2-0 pitch in the dirt at 92. 3-0 here.
Yeah, the four-seam been spiked low in the zone. That cutter staying up in the zone. 3-0.
3-1 pitch called for strike. Works its way back into the zone after it looked like it would stay inside part of the plate to Michelle. 3-1. Grounder over to Acosta. Gloves it and fires in time to Borgo at first.
Some nice weak contact drawn by Dorsey. Michelle just rolling over on the slider that time. Now with the second baseman Barthol coming up. Feeling better that now that you are able to get that first out before giving up a leadoff runner on.
0-0 is sent in between Acosta and Borgo. Barthel gets a big hit for Bourne. Their third hit of the evening.
That's the first hit we've seen since that first inning. And so far for Dorsey here early, it looks like he has the pitches moving from right to left, the cutter and slider working for him. So far the four-seam, again, only 2 batters in, but didn't have the four-seam for the first couple pitches, and he went back to the cutter there. That one, Blake Barthel able to catch out in front for the base hit.
Isaiah Jackson takes on the LSU Tiger now for the first time. Pitch way inside. Forces Jackson away from the plate, 1-0. Do have a final score. It'll be Katuitt moving on to face the winner of this contest. in the West Division Championship. Dorsey deals a strike 1-1, and now it's a question of who will be joining them. Will it be Hyannis or Bourne? One. It's a fastball on 93. That gets by Jackson. 1-2.
And there's that four seam that Dorsey was looking for. 93 right on the outer corner. Great job, great placement. And once he finds command of all 5 pitches, that's when he finds his groove.
1-2 is taken for strike. Chandler Dorsey delivers his first strikeout for the second out here in the top of the 4th.
Huge strikeout for Dorsey, making quick work of Isaiah Jackson. Now with Chris Stanfield up, who in the first pitch against Savory hit a pop-up that was just dropped by Peebles. It's going to be a big spot now for Dorsey. If you can get him, you get the top of the lineup up with a clean slate in the 5th.
0-0 pitch to Chris Stanfield is well away. 1-0, and Chris Stanfield did a really cool thing this past spring. Whenever his hat came off, he donated money to the Miracle League of Eastern Alabama, a league that allows baseball to be accessible to all. It's the 1-0 to Stanfield's outside 2-0. Goal was to raise $3,000 for the league. Ended up making $11,000 for the league, allowing them to build a new field. 2-0 is ripped into left field and will touch the trees. It's a 2-run home run from Chris Stanfield. It's now a 3-1 Bourne lead.
And it was almost right on cue. Whenever you look at his scouting report, just about to talk about, loves it up and in, hitting .417, slugging over 1,000. Has a full 1.000 exactly with slugging up and in. And again, staying inside, down and in, hitting .333 as well. You do not want to let this guy get barrel out front of him to his pull side. He's going to show a lot of power, and right there, showed it there with the home run down the left field line.
Stanfield records his 3rd home run of the summer to put a 2-run lead. The Bourne Braves pocket here on the 4th, and now the top of the lineup. And Ethan Conrad. Swing and a miss. 87.
Chris Stanfield loves hitting against these Harbor Hawks. Here early there, he works out of the stretch. That one just left up in the zone. Hard line drive into left field.
0-1, grounded over to Acosta. Comes up and delivers the ball to Bargo at first. But it's a 2-run shot from Chris Stanfield. Having the Bourne Braves get back on top. They lead 3-1.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold. Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Griffin Hughes now on to the mound.
It's going to be the sophomore of the Cincinnati Bearcat, Griffin Hughes. 6'2", 205, right-handed pitcher. Very over-the-top wind-up delivery. Fastball, slider, change-up guy comes in for his 12th appearance of the summer. 2.31 ERA in 23 and a third innings pitched. And has a fastball. It's going to sit low to mid-90s. Slider has a lot of late break. It's not going to go too much horizontally. It's going to go look like a fastball firm out of the hand and then just break late, moving right to left, late action. Changeup, it's very spotty. Doesn't have the best of command, but when he locates it right behind the fastball, great velo change, 85 to 88 behind that fastball. Works really well, has good arm side run, late movement. So again, with his 3-pitch mix, when he works ahead and has command of all 3 pitches, he's been a tough guy, and that's why he's had a lot of success with a 2.31 ERA this summer.
It's Peebles, Borgo, and Acosta take on Hughes here. So now time will be called by Meggers. Scott Landers will come out of the dugout. It looks like he will correct the pitch comm system there.
And for Hughes, Bourne likely going to ask for some length from him. Here in the 4th inning, Hughes has a lot of experience going fairly deep into ball games as a relief pitcher. Guy that'll probably try to go 3 innings here, depending on how successful he is.
They're 2 very similar teams coming in. 0-0 pitch, misses outside on Peebles. 1-0. You look at team ERA, 3.96 first in the Cape Cod Baseball League for Bourne. Third is Hyannis at 4.25. Then in team batting average, it's 5th for Bourne, 2nd for Hyannis. And really, it's 2 teams. One side, Bourne has in favor of the pitching, while Hyannis has in favor of the hitting. Peebles hold on a pitch. It's now 3-1. Peebles squared the ball up back in the 2nd, as he does there, into the netting. His first at bat, it was a fly ball to Chris Stanfield for an out. Payoff pitch to Peebles is taken for strike. And Hughes gets his first out via the strikeout looking.
And Hughes just sneaks in the 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Ken and Peebles seem to be caught off guard there. Very firm fastball. Peebles staying right over the plate, almost right in on the hands. And he knew it immediately. It's a perfectly placed pitch, 93 miles per hour inside on the switch hitting Ken and Peebles.
Dalton Bargo looks at a pitch upstairs and away, 1-0. Bargo earned himself a walk in the 2nd, was left stranded there.
And this has been one of the best duels we've had between bat boys. It's been the entire fan sections of each team getting so hyped up whenever their bat boy gets the ball.
Game within the game. Dalton Bargo fouls back the 2-0, and this one easily goes for Hyannis' bat boy.
It's going to be a tiring game for them.
2-1 is called for strike on Bargo. 93, 2-2.
And Hughes doing a great job working down, keeping the ball at the bottom part of the zone.
2-2, swing and a miss, drop third strike. Meggers quickly to it though. And it's a long throw that Michelle keeps his foot on the bag, going vertical on the dirt to get the out.
And that's a heck of a play by Garrett Michelle to save that strikeout. Diving head first, keeping the foot on the bag. A nice job by Carmen Paradier, the first base umpire, to be right on top of it.
Hugas has faced 2 batters, and it's been 2 strikeouts for him. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball, JP Acosta goes chasing high in the zone. 0-1, Acosta sends foul and into the trees down the left field line.
And Hughes has really changed up the ball game here. He is going right after these Harbor Hawks. Fastball, breaking ball working here early.
And he's working fast as well. Comes set now at the clock at 20, delivers at 18. It's a swing and a miss. It's 3 strikeouts for Griffin Hughes to start his appearance here in a winner moves on single game between Bourne and Hyannis. The Braves lead 3-1.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're at Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bourne Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
The lights at McKeon Park stay bright all season long thanks to the NAC Cape Cod. The NAC offers 2 convenient locations in Hyannis and Orleans, both offering delicious burgers, tacos, sandwiches, and more. Visit thenacapecod.com to order online today. The NAC Cape Cod is proud to be the Light Up the Park sponsor of the Harbor Hawks all season long. Hyannis sat down in order on the bottom of the 4th. Bourne Braves trying to extend their 2-run lead. As Merrick Houston takes a called strike from Chandler Dorsey. First time Dorsey will deliver to the top of Bourne Braves' lineup. One and one. Fouled up and out of play, 1 and 2.
Very cool temperatures out here at McKeon Park. No sunshine, a lot of clouds, and it's been a question of will we get this ball game in to start? Now, how long will the rain hold off?
1-2 is sent into center field. Kepley makes a couple moves over to make the grab for the first out. Mitch Carricker confirmed that it will be a full 9 innings, no matter what. Whether rain stops play tonight, they will play 9 innings, whether that finishes tonight, whether it finishes tomorrow, or whether it finishes Thursday, with tomorrow looking to be a complete washout across Cape Cod. Braden Holcomb takes a pitch outside 1-0. However, the one shining light in that today, right now, was supposed to have rain. Right here at 7:20, it was supposed to be thunderstorms over Middle Cape, but overcast skies, no signs of rain on the radar as of yet. 2-0 pitch from Dorsey is called for strike on Holcomb, 2-1.
You can see them actively staying away from Holcomb. Don't want to give him anything on the inside part of the plate.
2-1. He's tapped foul off the plate, 2-2. Had a single in the first and reached on a fielder's choice in the third, Holcomb did. For Bourne, after what they just saw from Hughes, love to try take advantage of a dominant pitcher on the defensive end with some more offense. It's now a full count to Holcomb. Payoff pitch as a strikeout looking. Chandler Dorsey rings up Braden Holcomb for the second out here in the fifth.
And after a couple long innings, Chandler Dorsey and Griffin Hughes working very quickly here. You see Dorsey on the mound working hard away, lone away. That's the only spot where you can throw to Holcomb, gets the strikeout looking, because Holcomb hitting about 300 or just about everywhere, down away, swinging 125.
Now Chase Meggers looks at a ball inside 1-0.
Chase Meggers, the left-handed hitter, the Oregon Duck.
Meggers fouls one back and out of play just beyond the grandstands here.
The Oregon Ducks known for their amazing apparel. As you see the green Nike cleats.
Fouled away here. Giving chases to Talo into the gravel and making the grab. It's a great response from Hyannis and Chandler Dorsey to go 1-2-3. We move to the fifth, and with that, we say good evening to the man, the myth, the legend, Matt Coates.
A lot of star power on both sides of the fair for the Bourne Braves and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. But I want to focus on two unsung heroes at the end of each bench. That's going to be the manager, Scott Landers, for the Braves, and Mitch Carricker for the Harbor Hawks. Guys, if we flash back 2 years to 2022, Landers was in his first season as the Braves manager, took 23 wins in the regular season in a 44-game season, all the way through the postseason to be named Cape Cod Baseball League champions in 2022. Come back to today, Mitch Carricker is looking to do the exact same thing with his Harbor Hawk squad. 24 wins in the 40-game season helped him earn the 1 seed as we head into this West Division playoff set. And now he's got to go through the back-to-back Cape Cod Baseball League champions and the Bourne Braves to follow Landers' legacy in winning the chip as a first-year manager. Will be no easy task. Have to come from behind here. It's a very solid Bourne squad, but if anyone can do it, it's Carricker and this Harbor Hawks team. We'll have to see what we do in the second half of this game to hopefully go on a championship run of our own. Back to you, Jacob.
Thank you, Matt Coates. And talked about it. There's a striking similarities between Scott Landers and Mitch Carricker. Both of them winning the West in their first year, and it bodes well for Mitch Carricker as Landers went on to make a lot of noise and win. But it's the question, can the Hyannis Harbor Hawks crawl out of their 2-run deficit they find themselves in to put Carricker in that opportunity?
And the way they're going to be able to do that is finding a way to get a hit. So far, it's just been thanks to the walk. Very patient in the box, very lengthy at-bats, finding ways on that they scrapped a run across, being aggressive on the base path, scoring on the pass ball. But so far, still held hitless, and it was Griffin Hughes getting the better of them that last half inning.
Mason White goes attacking the first pitch he sees and fouls it away.
And Hughes looked absolutely dominant in the last inning of work. 1-2-3 inning for him, and really not a moment in that inning where you felt like Hyannis was seeing him well.
Yeah, 1-2-3 inning, striking out the side as well, having all the confidence in the world. After he got the last strikeout to J.P. Acosta, just walking off the field, and you saw it, he was just nodding his head, understanding like, yeah, that was my inning. Yeah, I'm feeling it a little bit. I feel good on this McKeon Park mound.
2-1, Mason White sends deep into the right center field gap. Coming in a couple of steps from the warning track is Jackson. to make the grab.
And just a bit under at that time was Mason White. 98 off the bat. It was a middle fastball, but the launch angle at almost 44 degrees. Very hard to hit the ball out at that launch angle. Just a major league pop-up.
Now it's top of the lineup in Jackson West, who's the lone run to come around to score for Hyannis in this ball game so far as he looks at a strike there. A 1 pitch outside, 1-1.
That was the great base running from Jackson West that scored that one cross like you were talking about. Jacob Byers, a perfect slide, just catching the front side of the plate, avoiding the tag of the Oregon Duck, Chase Meggers, behind the plate.
Jackson West has been a very aggressive base runner, and it's paid off. 2-1 is a swing and a miss at the fastball. 2-2, and 4 West puts in the extra work every day, working with Cannon Peebles. 2-2 as a swing and a miss. 91-mile-an-hour pitch upstairs. And West can't hold off on. It's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
And a really nice job by Griffin Hughes that time to locate the fastball at the top of the zone in a spot where Jackson West just can't get the barrel to in time.
Josh Tate looks at a pitch inside, 1-0 for Tate. He has walked his past 2 plate appearances. Now the 1-0 makes its way into the zone, 1-1, and for Hughes, he is not letting the pitch clock wind down all that much.
And that's where, if you're Hyannis, maybe take your timeouts earlier in the count. Try to get him out of his rhythm.
2-1, liner. That goes into the glove of Houston, who ranges over to make a fabulous defensive play. Mac Houston showing off the glove, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Hughes. We go to the 6th with the Bourne Braves leading 3-1.
Hey Cape Cod, we're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our #1 goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Do you know someone who lives on Cape Cod, or do you? I ask you to consider hosting a Hawk. If you're interested, email Hyannis Harbor Hawks at harborhawks@gmail.com. Chandler Dorsey back out for Hyannis, taking on Tristan Becerra. First pitch from Dorsey is a strike. First time these two pitcher and hitter will meet. Before Garrett Michelle brings up, it'll be the second time Dorsey will see Bottom third of this Bourne Braves lineup. 1-1 into the zone for a called strike at 78, 1-2.
I like that too. Backup pitches right there from Dorsey through the cutter. First pitch was just high 80s and then dropping in a slider, and they both move in the same direction towards the left-handed hitter. That one coming at 78 miles per hour. Just took a little bit of mile per hour off the slider.
1-2. Becerra sends deep into the left field and will bounce off the wall. Going and standing to second is Becerra, and it's a leadoff double in the 6th for the Braves.
And Becerra has so much power to all fields. That time, 101 off the bat. It was a pitch that was a breaking ball a little bit off the plate, and he was able to stay back on it and launch it the other way. Just a beautiful piece of hitting.
And that's one that Dorsey's going to want back. You're up ahead in the count 0-2. You want to make him chase a bad pitch. That one just hung up into the zone, and Becerra able to extend his hands, go down the left field line for the leadoff double.
Now Michelle. Pitch inside. 91 that doesn't get the call. For Hyannis, you want to try and keep this a 2-run ball game. Especially with how Hughes has looked on the mound. 1-0. Liner out of the reach of Bargo. Moving from second to third is Becerra. Now it's runners on the corners with nobody out. Here at the top of the 6th for the Bourne Braves.
Hard line drive right over the glove of Dalton Bargo. That's what froze Tristan Becerra at second base just enough to not be able to score on the base hit to Eddie Pelk. Another great swing from the Bourne Braves. Garrett Michelle, left-hander in the box. Hard pull sideline drive as that cutter just stayed a little too much over the plate.
Blake Barthel now to take on Dorsey.
For the Harbor Hawks, Dominic Carbone, the southpaw working in the bullpen.
0-0 pitch is bunted foul.
Well, maybe a safety squeeze there for the Bourne Braves. Tristan Becerra at third base, not crashing in. It wasn't. It's just going to be a safety squeeze there. Read the ball down and away from the pitcher. Be aggressive on third base.
Dorsey just looking to try and find an out here. 0-1 is lined back into right field. Becerra comes in to score. It's now a 4-1 ball game in favor of Bourne.
It's another pitch from Dorsey that just stays up in the zone for too long. 83 mile per hour changeup. Couldn't get it to bite down the zone.
And Mitch Carricker will have seen enough. Single elimination ball game. He's going to go to Dominic Carbone in the bullpen. A new arm. And the shot to clear will come out onto the rubber when we come back.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Dominic Carbone steps onto the rubber in search of 3 outs, trying to end this top of the 6th.
Yeah, familiar face, Dominic Carbone comes in for his 11th appearance. Top 3 for the Harbor Hawks in number of appearances amongst the pitching staff. 4.61 ERA, 13 2/3 innings pitched. And we talked about it pretty much every time we've seen Dominic Carbone. He has gotten better every single time he has come out of the bullpen. Seemed to be gaining confidence. Sinker, slider, changeup guy. Sinker has so much arm side run, has good downward tilt to it when he keeps it down the zone. Slider has great command of it, works to both sides of the plate. Changeup, again, has good late dive. Just got to make sure everything stays down in the zone. When he's found himself in trouble is when he's left that pitch up in the zone.
And Carbone, the lone lefty in this bullpen for Hyannis. They've got Grant Stevens and Zay Gutierrez, who they'll likely save for potential starts if you're able to get to the next round, but you need to go to the lefty here to try to get a different look at this Bourne lineup that is seeing you very well right now.
And for Hyannis, they haven't registered a hit yet in this ball game, so you got to try and keep it close. They've been confuzzled by the Bourne Braves pitching staff. For Mitch Carricker, he looks to try and have Tom Carbone do the same. Isaiah Jackson start things off. He shows bunt and fouls it.
With nobody out, you imagine they'll keep the bunt on for Isaiah Jackson.
Bunt shown once more, pulled back. 1-1.
And with him showing bunt, they gotta go slider their way. More often than not, you see, if you know some guys gonna be a sack bunt attempt situation, you go fastball up and in, try to get him to pop it up.
One bunt shown again. Ball in the dirt. For Jackson. Making Dominic Carbone try and throw strikes here at the top of the 6th. 2-1, sent foul. 2-2, which you would have to imagine takes the bunt off, but we have seen crazier things happen.
And Scott Lander's an aggressive manager, similar to Mitch Carricker, as Matt Coates was talking about the similarities between the two. You wouldn't be shocked with Chris Stanfield up next if they decide to just go for the bunt, and if he strikes out, he strikes out. You trust the next guys up in the order.
Have a 3-run cushion as well.
And talking about similarities, we've seen Mitch Carricker put on a 2-strike bunt with Blake Cavill. So we'll see what they decide to do with Isaiah Jackson at the plate. Choked up on the bat.
2-2. Pitch taking a 90 just off the plate. Loads the count full here for Isaiah Jackson. Payoff pitch. Jackson fouls back. Like it got a piece of Jackson as well. Grounder over to Acosta. He'll touch second himself. Knight went lunging for it and took away the chance of a double play, with Acosta's momentum bringing him to third base rather than first. It is an out, but moving is Michelle from second to third, and Jackson's able to reach on the fielder's choice.
JP Acosta was pulled off towards the pull side to a lefty, so Mason White, thinking that JP Acosta may not be able to get there, was rounding, trying to make a play.
Pitch low. Inside to Chris Stanfield.
And more aggressive play calling for the Bourne Braves. Another safety squeeze attempt there.
One-0 bunt shown. Beautiful bunt by Stanfield. Dalton Barger will go home. He double clutches. Everybody's safe.
And would have been a tough play for Bargo even if he had fielded it cleanly, but just got caught in his glove that time. Dom Carbone going to pat him, say it's all right, we'll get him. But now down by 5, now down 5-1. With the top of the order up, you're in a pretty much desperate spot.
Runners at second and first. Double play is a possibility here for Hyannis. Like we've emphasized, it is winner moves on, loser goes home in a single game. Dominic Carbone deals the fastball that gets by Ethan Conrad, 0-1.
And that's a scary pitch to a guy who's shown power to the pull side. You leave that sinker up in the zone. Didn't get the down roll tilt. Big swing from the left-hander, Ethan Conrad.
0-1, grounder to DeTalo. Goes to Acosta at second, and Acosta holds on it. Can't beat out the speedy Conrad to first, but they do get the second out, Hyannis does. Crisis still not averted, with Jackson moving over to third.
It doesn't get easier either with Merrick Houston up now. Runners on the corners. Nobody warming in the Bourne bullpen either. It will be Hugus back out there.
Houston fouls off. Pitch that runs inside on him. It was a half swing there. And Hyannis trying to find something to get themselves out of this half inning and get their offense to spark alive. 0-1 fouled back into the netting.
Now you've got Merrick Houston 0-2 now. Got to be careful not to feed him anything.
Houston fouls away. For Dominic Carbone. Trying to get out this half inning with only allowing 2 to plate. Houston takes his plate disengagement. Now the 0-2 set to come once more. Before that, Carbone will check over to first. Oh-2 is rung up. Merrick Houston is sent to the dugout. Looking at a strike from Dominic Carbone, but it's 2 runs for the Braves, extending their lead to 4. It's the bottom of the 6th when we come back, but before that, we say good evening once more to Josie Broyles.
The anticipation can finally come to an end, and the day is finally here. The first game of the playoff series against the Bourne Braves played here at McKeon. Now the Braves are really the only team that have given the Hawks a run for their money. We have 2 losses, a tie, an unfortunate tie after a fog delay. After that one fog delay tie, I was able to talk to Mitch Carricker, and he said that he was actually really impressed with the Hawks' performance that day, making it a little bit more exciting to see how they play on the field today. Now, both teams have an impressive hitter, with the Hawks being Michael Detallo with 28 RBI so far, and Tristan Becerra for the Braves with 11 RBI. During my pregame interview with Blake Cavell, he actually put it best when I asked him how many challenges he's really experienced so far playing here on the Cape. He kind of said that every day really is a new challenge, and every game kind of gives them a challenge to go against. And today's game is kind of an example of that, and we'll see how the Hawks do, keeping that in mind as we get deeper into the game today. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Josie, and you're right on the money. It's how do Hyannis respond to this challenge? They don't have a hit yet in this ball game. They were able to get their 1 run via the sacrifice fly off the bat of Kane Kempley, who now stands in to lead off this bottom of the 6th, and they'll go up against Griffin Hughes, who's absolutely dealing right now.
Absolutely, and for the Harbor Hawks not having a hit, it's not for the lack of bad ABs, swinging at pitchers not supposed to. It is long-legged the ABs. This pitching staff for the Bourne Braves has just been absolute nails so far. Between, you have Ethan McIlvain starting, going 3 innings, no hits, 1 run, just that 5 walks. That hurt him.
1-0 outside, now 2-0. And Kempley ahead in the count, 2-0.
And you get the feel that it has to be this inning.
Kempley sends one into foul territory. Michelle giving a look and then going over for it is out of play.
And you just get the feel that it needs to be this inning that Hyannis strikes. Because you're down by 4, still very much comebackable. But it's going to get late early, as they say. And here with the middle of the lineup up, you've got to do it now.
Kepley bloops one into left field, and Becerra comes charging in to make the grab. 1 away here, the bottom of the 6th. Really does feel like for Hyannis to try and do something, they at least have to get a hit.
Yeah, that is, to put it lightly, chasing 4 runs against a Bourne team that the pitching is not going to get any worse.
Yeah, it's tough to say. You know, you always say, hey, get to their bullpen, get to their bullpen. Well, the Bourne Braves bullpen is, I mean, a really deep staff for them. And as you can see here, you don't skip a beat when you get out from McIlvain and you go to Griffin Hughes, and a very deep bullpen. So you're going to have to hit right now, get good swings off, and try to find ways on.
1-1 as another fastball goes by Michael Detallo, the DBU Patriot, 1-2. And for the Bourne Braves, they're looking keep the gas on. Pitches outside 2-2, and will be Katuit to take on the winner of this game. 2-2 pitches outside to load the count full.
And if you're the Bourne Braves and Griffin Hughes, you want to take the life out of the Harbor Hawks. Make it feel like this game is not as close as it is. Again, you're 1 swing away, 4-run ball game. But with the way that this pitching staff for the Bourne Braves has made it feels like that is a very large deficit. You just can't mount a hit. You're scoring runs, crooked numbers at the top of the innings, and you're putting big 0-ups on the bottom of the innings, creating this feeling that the Harbor Hawks may be down more than they are.
Payoff pitch has Detallo swinging and missing and foul tipping it back into the glove of Meggers. It's 2 outs here.
And it's just Griffin Hughes pounding the zone, 92-mile-per-hour fastball, middle and up. You see a big swing from Detallo, but elevating that fastball. It has a little bit of rise to it, good spin rate, 2,500 spin rate on a 4-seam fastball.
I think Pelk holds off on a pitch at 91. looks at a called strike at 89, 1-1.
And right now, Eddie Pelk, and it's clear that Bourne, they want to challenge Hyannis. This is when Hyannis has been at their worst, when teams have just been dealing strike after strike.
1-2 off the glove. Oh, Megger's outside 2-2, and we knew coming in we were going to see a really good ball game. Two best teams in the month of August. 2-2 comes to Pelk. It's taken down low, 3-2, and it was the two hottest teams coming into the playoffs, squaring off in the first round, and it's been a treat so far as Pelk earns a walk, and for Eddie Pelk, continues his streak of every game that he has played for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. He has earned a walk.
Now a big spot for Cannon Peebles to keep this inning alive. Peebles kind of the captain of this team in a way, at least certainly looked at in that light.
And it was 10 Harbor Hawks that went down in a row. It's a great job by Pelk to find a way on.
Pitch taken for a ball by Peebles. Or Peebles had a home run on Sunday. It's an individual that puts in the work. 1-0. Peebles sends to Chris Stanfield in center field. He lunges out for it to make the grab. The Bourne Braves keeping themselves out in front as they lead 5-1 here going into the back third of the ballgame.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
This week we've been working a lot with doing play-by-plays, just doing behind-the-scenes stuff with sports broadcasting, which I never really realized how much went into it, but it's been really cool.
They've grown a lot. I've never really done like a program like this before, so like seeing all the behind-the-scenes has like really grown.
I've learned how to really just gain confidence in my play-by-play speaking, and I've learned more terms here when it comes to directing and producing, and I've just had a great time with John Rook.
Doing the play-by-play stuff and all that, being with a guy like John Rook, understanding what like the major kind of entails doing this camp, just really a preview for what you do here at Dean or any other college doing broadcasting, so I'm definitely more prepared to make this a job of mine.
Do you live on Cape Cod or know someone who does? Kindly ask you to consider hosting a Hawk. If you're interested, email us at harborhawks@gmail.com to host a Hawk. Dominic Carbone back out for a full inning of work here, and for Hyannis, got to get their bats alive. The way that you can do that is work a 1-2-3 inning here, Josh.
Yeah, and it's a big opportunity for Hyannis to shift the momentum into their favor. You've got the middle of the order. If you can get a big inning from Carbone, go back into the dugout with 3 more innings to spare, and it starts with 1. Get the leadoff runner on, and we have seen Hyannis mount some comebacks this season.
It is the Bourne Braves so far pitching a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter between Ethan McIlvain and Griffin Hughes as we go into this back third of the ball game. Braden Holcomb looks at a ball outside 1-0.
And it's a big spot now for the Braves where there's no pressure on you right now. You're up by 4 Any run you tally on at this point is just extra insurance.
Holcomb flies one into right field all the way to the foul line and into foul territory. Pelk ranges across the chalk to make the grab.
And that's a very difficult play to make for Eddie Pelk. A ball hit high in the air off the end of the bat. Over the lights, not quite dark out, not quite light out. So very hard to pick it up. You could see him have trouble, but still able to make the play.
Now Chase Meggers checks a swing. I'll say he offered Mike Hinojosa, the home plate umpire. For Meggers, 0 for 3. Ground out and 2 pop-outs. A 1. Grounder that Dominic Carbone can't get to off the mound. And Acosta underhand throws it to the Bourne Braves dugout. This time, thankfully, hitting off the fencing before it trickled in. It keeps Meggers at first.
And just a spot there for Acosta. Really no play to make. An in-between bouncer from Meggers that, if you're Hyannis, you've just got to move past that one and focus on the hitter at hand.
Now with a runner on first, it's Tristan Becerra. 0-0 pitch from Carbone is grounded in fair territory. Backhanded by Totalo, and it spikes off of Becerra's foot, and now throwing over to third. In time, applying the tag is Totalo from the throw from Bargo. A really big defensive play there for Hyannis.
And Hyannis got a little lucky that time as the throw from Totalo was not on line, but it hit the runner, and Bargo able to pick it up and throw a strike back to Totalo to get the out.
Oh, Dominic Carbone looking to try and find that third out. Pitch upstairs. Shell looks at a called strike from Dominic Carbone, and Carbone is a perfect example of what Cape Cod Baseball League is supposed to be. A pitcher that comes in and develops throughout the course of the summer, working with the pitching staff here, along with the pitching coaches of Ray Korn and Tanner Cunha for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And you saw it firsthand with Dominic Carbone throughout the entire Hyannis Harbor Hawks summer through the 40 games, and is looking to continue to develop as a strong arm here. Gets the check swing called on Michelle.
And even today, where he's technically given up a couple of runs, they really have not been his fault in the slightest. It's all been weak contact, soft ground balls. Nothing he could do about it. He's pitched very well here tonight.
2-2. Michelle rolls over on it. Acosta gets it to Bargo. It's a 1-2-3-4 inning for Dominic Carbone. It's stretch time here at McKeon Park. Hyannis in need of their bats to come alive when we come back.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. Get you caught up on what else has happened around the Cape Cod Baseball League here on this Tuesday, deciding Tuesday of single elimination games. Katuitt is final. They won 7-4 over the Wareham Gatemen at Lowell Park earlier today, allowing them to get themselves into a position to take the winner of this game. Then another final, YD over Orleans, winning 1-0. Dalton Bargo swings through the first pitch he sees. And then in the bottom of the fourth, it's the Harwich Mariners leading 2-0 on the Anglers.
That's the most intriguing one for me, with
as Dalton Bargo gets Hyannis' first hit of the ball game. And it's a leadoff single here in the 7th.
Hey, that's one way to get things going. Dalton Bargo with a base hit, as Eddie Saldivar will come up to pinch hit for Hyannis. He's coming in for JP Acosta, who's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks today.
And that swing just brings a little bit more confidence to the Harbor Hawks lineup. You haven't made solid contact all too consistently throughout the game. You get your first hit there. Dalton Bargo just using his hands, going the other way. Great swing, and we'll see if the Harbor Hawks can come back.
Eddie Saldivar, Fresno State Bulldog, trying to create something with a leadoff single as he fouls one into the netting, 0-1. Saldivar has come in and brought depth to this middle infield. Was depleted with transfers and scheduled departures. Saldivar goes behind 0-2. Saldivar batted 143 through his 6 games played this summer for Hyannis. 0-2, he offers on, goes down swinging and missing.
And after the first hit for the Harbor Hawks,
Come on!
very good back from Griffin Hughes to go back and attack the left-handed hitter of Eddie Saldivar. Never felt like Eddie Saldivar was really in that at-bat. Griffin Hughes attacking him and able to locate the fastball early.
Now Mason White swings and misses on a healthy hack from the Arizona Wildcat, 0-1.
And Hughes has attacked with fastballs. First pitch all game long. Finally drops the breaker to Mason White, who was sitting fastball.
Hughes gets another pitch to drop into the zone. He's ahead 0-2 to Mason White. Mason White sends one deep into the night sky. Back to the wall is Stanfield. He makes a grab on the warning track. Mason White, a 97-mile-an-hour exit speed on the pitch. That travels 348 feet into the glove of Chris Stanfield for the second out.
And it's the dugout of the Bourne Braves chirping Mason White there a little bit on his way back. Mason White letting them know that he was this close for that one to leave the yard.
Now Jackson West. It's a breaking ball off the plate, 1-0, and West is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. He is the lone run for Hyannis. Takes the pitch there as Meggers is quick up out of his squat to look at Bargo. 1-1. Jackson West grounds one to Houston at short. High throw that Michelle is able to stand on the bag for. Hyannis leads off the 7th with a hit, but they leave Bargo there. It's 5-1 Bourne going into the 8th.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Eddie Saldivar will stay in the ball game for JP Acosta at second base. Sets up for once more a big half inning for Hyannis Harbor Hawks, with Dominic Carbone looking to try and keep the Harbor Hawks' hopes of advancing alive. Now it's going to be an uphill battle, but they got to keep it at a 4-run lead here. Bourne Braves, they would love to add a couple insurance runs. Try and stiff arm the Harbor Hawks. Out of contention. 0-0. Pitch is fouled back into the netting. Carbone has done the job the Harbor Hawks have asked him to do. The 0-1 plunks Barthel to lead the 8th. Base runner on for the Braves.
As that fastball just gets away from him, Harbor Hawks going to do all they can to stay in this ball game. It's going to be all-star Casey Hintz, the side armor working in the bullpen for the Hawks.
Which Carricker talked about. Next man up mentality. Everyone is hot and everyone could have their number called at a moment's notice. We saw Eddie Saldivar's number be called in a pinch hit opportunity. Pitch held off by Isaiah Jackson. That's a ball.
And with Chris Stanfield on deck, you wonder if maybe Hintz would come in to face the righty.
Carbone will check back on Barthel once more. (1-0) called a strike on Jackson. Has a strikeout. Looking in the 4th, walked in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. 1-1 pitch. It's a swing and a miss. Carbone is ahead in the count. 1-2.
Carbone has answered the call here so far through 2 innings, keeping the Bourne Braves at scoreless in his 2 innings of work.
1-2, number off the bat. That goes foul.
That's all you can ask for the southpaw. You're giving the ball when you're down, and Mitch Carricker's word for him is, hey, just give us a chance. Keep us in this ball game. Keep us there. Let our offense have a chance to come back in this one.
Carbone's attention has been focused on Barthel a great deal here. Trying to ensure he stays at bay at first. 1-2 pitch. As a strikeout looking. Dominic Carbone gets the first out of the top of the 8th and will most likely be his last.
And Carbone just freezing Isaiah Jackson with the fastball at the top of the zone. And just a fantastic outing for Carbone in what may be his last appearance for the summer. And if it is, he did everything he could. It was just a fantastic story this year.
Dominic Carbone getting a standing ovation from the baseball operations unit for what he has been able to put together. It's the new arm of Casey Hintz to step onto the rubber for Hyannis. We'll take a break and tell you about the Arizona Wildcat when we return.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Casey Hintz out to take the ball from Dominic Carbone. Hintz, a sidearm slinger, has been really good for Hyannis.
And that's why he was an all-star this summer. Wearing number 5 usually, comes in with the orange jersey, wearing number 1 sinker slider mix. And another guy that the Harbor Hawks throw a lot. First in appearances for the Harbor Hawks with now 12, 3.27 ERA, 22 innings pitched. Second in strikeouts with 28, only behind the starter Aaron Savory for strikeouts for the Harbor Hawks.
Hintz will deal first pitch to Chris Stanfield, and it's a swing and a miss. 0-1.
And his pitch arsenal favors a lot of Aaron Savory sinker slider mix. That slider having so much horizontal break.
That time just a little bit too much as it goes away from the plate. 1-1.
Just a side armor, a little different arm action. Savory coming across his body at 3/4. Casey Hintz working a little bit of side arm action.
Chris Stanfield has really put a bow on his season versus Hyannis here tonight. Whether Bourne wins or loses this game, he has made his presence felt all season long against the Harbor Hawks.
2-1 is sent into the netting. 2-2. Stanfield has the 2-run homer back in the 4th to bring Barthel to touch the plate with him. Really felt like the turning moment in the ball game after Hyannis had just got the game even at 1 apiece. It's Chris Stanfield and the Braves responding with a 2-run shot. Now Casey Hintz. Full count. And gets the strikeout. Very big defensive out for Hyannis.
And look how much action on this slider. Starting inside, breaking late from the side armor, Casey Hintz. And that slider's working for him so far, and that's been the bread and butter pitch for him this summer.
Ethan Conrad getting some MVP chances. He steps to the plate for the Braves from their fan section.
Honor bluffs a steal. Cannon Peebles from the knees. Can't get the tag applied from White. And it's Barthel grabbing second base. Putting himself in scoring position for Ethan Conrad. His Whitey's Petrie walking away with Cape Cod League MVP honors today.
And it was Barthel just having the time of Casey Hintz. Casey Hintz came set, and it was Barthel about halfway down the line once Hintz started his delivery. Gets his 5th stolen base of the summer.
Hintz will check back. No one's there. But quickly, Mason White gets over to cover. What could have been a disastrous play. Has no one moving.
And that one almost looked like a timing pick. A lot of guys, leg lift and throw over to second base, but that one looked to be like a called timing pick, maybe a drop glove or something, because Casey Hintz quickly turned around and was letting go of the ball without even really looking. So that one maybe a miscommunication between him and the middle infielder.
1-2, swing and a miss. Casey Hintz comes in and gets 2 outs via the strikeout. Hyannis needs their bats to come alive, but before that, we send it down to Matt Coates.
Thanks, Jacob. Guys, as we know, the Cape Cod Baseball League is known for its tumultuous roster turnover that can dizzy the mind of coaches and front offices alike. That's why it's so important when you get to this point of the season to have players that have stuck with you for the long haul. For this Hyannis Harbor Hawks team, we have 7 of those guys, including 4 All-Stars. One of those guys was our starter tonight, Aaron Savory, who made his 8th appearance tonight on the bump. Another pitcher, Casey Hintz, who we just saw help the Hawks get through this inning. Then offensively, we have Ironman Kane Kepley. 38 games, 38 walks for the squad this season. Been a phenomenal player for us since day one. And our last All-Star, Michael Detallo, who's playing in his 35th game of the season tonight. Another phenomenal player that the Harbor Hawks wouldn't be in the position they are today without. So we tip our cats to those 7 players, and especially those 4 All-Stars who have helped us tremendously get to this point in the season. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Matt Coates, and talked about how much roster turnover there is in the Cape Cod Baseball League, but for Hyannis, it will have 7 guys go from June here to this first full week of August. For Hyannis, it's a big spot here in the bottom of the 8th. You feel they just got to get a couple of runs. You don't want to leave it all out there for the bottom of the 9th. As now rain starts to lightly fall here at McKeon Park. Josh Tate sends one into foul territory, dropping just beyond the bullpen of the Bourne Braves. And
it's an interesting little dilemma here. There's no reason to go into delay once you decide that that's the move, because once this rain starts, it's not going to be done until maybe Thursday if the weather stays of how the weather reports have been showing all week.
Josh Tate looks at a strike. He's behind 0-2. Biggest thing for both these parties is trying to get this ball game finished tonight.
So far, just light rain. Just light rain falling.
Pitch outside 2-2, and Tate sends one foul and up and out of play. It was Hyannis' first hit back in the 7th off the bat of Dalton Bargo to lead things off. Hyannis would love to get another leadoff hit here as a pitch goes inside to load the count full on Josh Tate, the Georgia Southern Eagle.
And especially with Josh Tate, who can cause some havoc on the base paths.
Payoff pitch. It's a blooper. Into right field. Jackson's able to get his glove out and under to make the grab.
And getting the leadoff man on or getting the leadoff man out was really going to change the momentum of this ball game. If Josh Tate was able to find a way on there, Harbor Hawks feel like they have a little bit of life as you see the constant rain that has began to pick up here a little bit at McKeon Park.
0-0 pitch is upstairs on Kane Kepley. He has the RBI in the 3rd, bring in the Harbor Hawks lone run. Kepley rips one that will go foul. Just couldn't get it inside the chalk. 101 miles an hour off the bat there from the future UNC Tar Heel.
And Kepley's hit the ball really hard, but foul today.
Once more hard at 92, but foul.
Show the strong pull side power twice, and then show that he can go down the other line as well using his hands. Working the other way. That one just roaming foul down third base line.
Hugas has Kepley poking one foul.
And at least now it feels like Hyannis is starting to see Hugas a little bit better. You could say, obviously, it's about time, but here in the 8th inning, 4 runs is not insurmountable by any means.
2-2, Kepley sends one into foul territory and will go beyond that and into the grandstands that have started to deplete. The rain consistently falling here in the bottom of the 8th. Ball in the dirt. Now a full count to Kane Kepley. Score update between Harwich and Chatham. It's 3-2 Mariners leading in the bottom of the 5th at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts. Payoff pitch here. Kepley has rolled over to Borthel at second. Unable to beat it out. Is Kepley for the second out here in the bottom of the 8th.
You love the hustle from Kane Kepley. A ground ball that should be a routine out. No need to hustle it out, but he is still absolutely busting it down the line. Down by 4.
Latalo looks at a ball upstairs. 1-0, and Griffin Hugas been the player of the game for this Bourne Braves team. He's come in and has dealt an excellent outing. Talo sends one into the netting. 2-1.
Hugo's done an absolutely amazing job of eating up these last.
Statalo has a high fly ball back to the track. Jackson goes and makes the grab all the way at the wall. Michael Statalo gave it a ride. But it's the Bourne Braves going into the 9th with a 4-run lead. We'll see you on the other side.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Casey Hintz is looking to have Hyannis be able to shut it right here and get themselves in an opportunity in the bottom of the 9th to try and respond for 4 runs.
Yeah, it's only a 4-run ball game. You're still one swing away. It's been Griffin Hughes on the mound from the Bourne Braves. It's made it feel like it's a bit harder of a task as he has just been eating up those innings and putting a bunch of zeros on the board. But Casey Hintz trying to get a little momentum on the Harbor Hawks side, but so far the Bourne Braves have not made that easy. Been playing so well on both sides of the ball.
And for Hintz, it's the Bourne Braves' heart of the lineup. Merrick Houston, Braden Holcomb, and Chase Meggers all due up here in the 9th. 0-0 pitch. It's taken for a strike on the inner part of the plate. A 1, taken for another strike. A nasty pitch there.
Merrick Houston has put on a show today with the glove. He has looked so good defensively all season long. That's just who he is as a player.
And Hintz ahead 0-2. Pitch down and away. 1-2, trying to see if Hintz could get Houston to swing. 1-2. Nasty breaking ball from Casey Hintz. For Hintz, since coming into the ball game, back in the 8th, it's 3 batters, 3 strikeouts for the side armor.
Now with Braden Holcomb up, it's going to be an interesting matchup for Hintz, who likes to throw in on right-handers' hands with that sinker that really runs, but we know that Holcomb loves that pitch.
Pitch outside. 1-1. Braden Holcomb does have a single, but that was back in the first. And Hintz clips him right on the thigh. Oh, Hintz work with some traffic.
And just a change up that time from Hintz that ran a bit too much on him. Not intentional at all, just missing with the right-on-right change.
Breaking ball that breaks too much, 1-0 on Meggers. Meggers had a single in the 7th, but had been retired before that. And all the other ABs he's had as Hintz checks back on Holcomb. For Bourne, you feel comfortable with a 4-run lead, but sure love to get it away from a one-swing ball game. For Scott Lander's crew trying to three-peat Cape Cod Baseball League champions. 2-0 is called for a strike, 2-1, and gotta give it to Landers every time Bourne finds themselves in the playoffs. They make some noise. 2-1, grounded deep into the hole and out of the reach of Saldivar. Moving station to station is Holcomb, and Chase Meggers gets his second hit of the ball game.
It's another good swing by the Oregon Duck. Chase Meggers just on time. Gets that ball out front. A little base hit in between the glove of Saldivar, and the Braves get their 10th hit of the evening.
They've hit the ball well against this Hyannis Harbor Hawks pitching staff. Someone that's hit it well has been Tristan Becerra. Blooper, back up the middle. Saldivar going to second, bouncing into the glove of White. And now Hyannis 1 out away. Trying to create some bottom of the 9th heroics.
And now with Garrett Michelle at the plate, you're really at the point, if you're Hyannis, where you cannot afford to give up a run by any means. The offense has shown no life today, just 1 hit. So 4 runs already seems insurmountable.
Pitch called for a strike on Michelle. Casey Hintz checks over to first. On Becerra, he's goes in standing, and now once more focuses the attention to Michelle, who lined one's just past Scott Landers, third base coach and field manager. Dances his way out of the ball path, and now Hintz is ahead 0-2. Runner goes, throw down. It's in time, applying the tag. A dart from Cannon Peebles ends the top of the 9th for the 26th caught stolen runner by Hyannis. They're going to need 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Grab your popcorn. It should be a good one.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
new arm for the Bourne Braves. It's Tristan Levesque, the URI arm, who steps on to the rubber.
Yeah, it's going to be the southpaw senior. Had a short spring, only throw 4 2/3 inning spring. Had his innings cut off. Had a little bit of injury bug, but came back and has been lights out since. Pitched for the Mystic Schooners this summer. 1.84 ERA, then 29 1/3 innings pitched. Started all 7 games he appeared in. I mean, really attacks the zone. You want to talk about attacking the zone? 30 strikeouts, 2 walks. So he's going to go right after these Harbor Hawks hitters there. You got to take the bat off your shoulders and attack early.
Attack early. That's what they're going to try to do. And for Hyannis, they're going to have a pinch hitter here.
Yeah, it'll be Dawson Bryce out of Merrimack, transferring to UNC Charlotte. Wearing the number 41 here. Was number 6 yesterday at YD.
Dawson Bryce looks at a pitch outside 1-0.
And go to a new Harbor Hawk who, again, we just new guy in Dawson Bryce. Go to him in a big spot here. Backs against the wall, season's on the line, 3 outs away.
1-0 is outside 2-0. And Dawson Bryce looking at a strike there. Called at 88, right at the bottom of the zone.
The odds are stacked against Hyannis. It would make one heck of a story.
2-1, big swing and a miss there from Bryce.
Such a good change up there, and for Levesque, he has a bit of a grunt, and so he throws the change up, pulls the string, makes hitters cut a little bit out front as you're expecting fastball.
2-2 outside.
You're gonna see fastball, slider, change up.
Payoff pitch is a swing and a miss. Levesque gets a big strikeout to start the bottom of the 9th. Hyannis down to 2 more outs on their summer.
And it's that changeup that's been his go-to strikeout pitch. You saw him there, double backed on it against the right-hander Dawson Bryce. He'll throw that changeup lefty on lefty, righty on righty.
Cannon Peebles fouls off a pitch, 0-1. Hyannis trying to work what would maybe be one of the craziest comebacks Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs history. It's a pitch outside, 1-1. Getting no hit all the way to the 7th. Dalton Bargo found a hit, and since then have been hitless some more. 1-1. It's outside, 2-1.
Arm side fastball missing a little bit to the switch hitting Cannon Peebles. Back in the right-hander's batter's box after facing Hugus a couple times.
2-1 is called for strike on Cannon Peebles on the outer part of the plate, 2-2.
And wow, that changeup plays so well from the lefty Levesque. I mean, it looks like a fastball, and then just the string gets pulled, and that velo difference at 79 miles per hour.
2-2. Liner that gets by Holcomb. Cannon Peebles with an aggressive turnaround first. Has Hyannis at first base for Dalton Bargo.
And who else but Cannon Peebles to keep hopes alive for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. The next man up mentality. Pass the baton on to Dalton Bargo to try to get this thing done. Rain coming down harder now.
All steadier. 0-0. Pitch is outside on Bargo, 1-0. And there will be a pinch hitter in replace of the pinch hitter, Eddie Saldivar. This time it'll be Blake Cavill. Come in to try and create some life for Hyannis. 1-0. Dalton Bargo rips to center field. Chris Stanfield all the way to the track and makes the grab. Hyannis and Dalton Bargo square up a pitch to the deepest part of the ballpark. It just wasn't far enough to get out.
And ball not carrying well here in the rain. Certainly may have been part of it, but Dalton Bargo gave us something to get excited for momentarily, and that will bring up a fan favorite, Blake Cavill, with the season on the line.
Blake Cavill, the pinch hitter, looking to try and continue the summer for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Hyannis down to their last out. A Let's Go Braves chant and a Let's Go Hawk chant starting to echo. Pitch outside, 1-0.
And if you're Cavill, there's no need to swing for the fences. Even a home run doesn't complete the job. Just get on base and allow the next guy to have a turn.
Cavill takes a strike, 1-1. Just hear this right now. This game means so much to both communities. Like Cavill fouls one back into the netting. Hyannis down to their last strike.
And a big swing there from Cavill, and it speaks so much to how much the Harbor Hawks trust the left-handed bat of Cavill. It's lefty-lefty matchup. Usually you want pinch hit for a lefty when a lefty's on the mound, but the trust that they have in Blake Cavill to find a way on.
1-2, foul back into the bricks. Blake Cavill trying to continue the summer.
And there was that lefty-on-lefty changeup. You don't see that all too often. Blake Cavill somehow staying on plane to foul it off and live another pitch.
Rain coming down even harder now. The 1-2 is outside, taken for a ball, 2-2.
Blake Cavill seeing that changeup out of the hand of Levesque. It's a good 1-2 from the southpaw, trying to get Blake Cavill to extend the zone. Not trying to feed him one there. Good changeup down the zone.
2-2, fouled away once more by Blake Cavill. Blake Cavill, native of Sydney, Australia, came on after getting cut by Falmouth on his temporary contract. Hyannis needed a first baseman. He came in and sparked life into the dugout. The 2-2 is upstairs to load the count full.
And Hyannis does not get to the 1 seed without Blake Cavill. And the last week that he had, it was very impressive.
Cavill in the month of August hitting .373. Hyannis fans would love to see him cash in on that average right now. On the 3-2, missing off the plate. A well-worked walk by the Aussie to now set up for Mason White to try and keep the 2-out rally alive.
And it is a lefty-lefty matchup, but Mason White, a guy who's been swinging the bat well, just came up short of the long ball in his last plate appearance. Comes up in a big moment here. It's another guy whose swings continue to get better and better every time he steps up to the plate.
First pitch to White is outside, 1-0.
And again, crucial for White. Do not swing for the fences here. Even a home run does not get the job done. Get on base.
1-0. Mason White taps in to the parking lot and out of play. 1-1. Mason White, Arizona Wildcat. I wasn't on the day one roster. Has been here for a majority of the summer, though. 1-1, tapped foul. Hyannis does have Jackson West behind White. If it was to get to him, he would be the leadoff batter in this Harbor Hawks lineup to try and spin it over. One-two pitch to White. White swings and misses. Bourne's quest for the three-peat stays alive. They'll take on Katuitt in the West Division Championship. For Hyannis, the summer comes to a close. Hyannis fought to the very end. The Harbor Hawks saw their first Western Division crown since 2015 under the first-year manager of Mitch Carricker. While it's not the season end you would have hoped for, Hyannis put together a summer for the books.
Yeah, you look at these guys all summer long, the change of guys coming in and out. You know, the ups and downs of the seasons, you felt like, you know, some part during the year where couldn't get a win streak going. It's going to be win one, lose one, win one, lose one. You're going to be a 500 team. You're struggling on the road. You can't buy a win on the road all the way until the season gets close to the third quarter and to the end of the season, and you find yourself on a hot streak, and you end up winning the division. Such a great season for the Harbor Hawks. A lot to be proud of, and it was just the Bourne Braves night, and against a team in the Bourne Braves who have been hot at the right time.
You knew coming into this game, it felt like it was going to be one of these two teams at least to come out of the West. You feel very confident after this game that Bourne will be that team. They'll go play in Katuitt if that game were to get played tomorrow, but overall, an exciting season for Hyannis that of course has to come to an end at some point, but to have it come to an end in the one-game playoff certainly stings a little bit more.
Definitely stings here for Hyannis, who had hoped to find themselves at least in the championship of the West to carry on. It's a tough pill to swallow for everyone involved who put in countless hours to bring you, the viewers and listeners of the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network, Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball. For myself, Josh Schreiber, and Nico Sharp here in our second summer. It was a joy to bring it to you every step of the way, through the wins and losses, through the trials and tribulations. We hope we did you service telling the stories of this Harbor Hawks team and having a little bit of fun with you. From the ice cream cakes to trivia that we never got right.
I didn't.
I got one.
I got one on the
Got
summer.
one. To an amazing group of people that have led this organization. I know I speak for my broadcast partners and Josh Schreiber and Nico Sharp to say thank you to Austin Dakuda and Abby Stokes for giving us this opportunity to put the headset on and be the broadcasters of a fabulous organization that prides themselves in allowing interns to take that step and develop professionally. There's nothing else to say but thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts for listening in and making the 2024 summer so special. For the final time here at McKeon Park, alongside my broadcast partners Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, for our sideline reporters of Josie Broyles and Matt Coates, for our absolutely fabulous, and when I mean fabulous, production crew of Dan Bottolino, Chase Avery, and Charlie Adams, who grinded to get this broadcast out to you every night. We truly do mean it. I'm Jacob Irons saying so long from McKeon Park. We'll talk to you in 2025.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.